Hello again, friends, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of May 1st, 2022. I am Caleb Black. This is Luke, the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury, and our in-studio editor, Big Bad John. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Today is our 2-year anniversary broadcast, which means that we have been at this collectively for the last 2 years. We're in our third season already. Hot damn, Luke. How's your Sunday?
Hey, man, it's wrestling day. It's podcast day.
Wrestling day.
I'm ready for a good show. We got some birthdays and bullshit. We got some top five. We've got a lot of discussions to talk about. Not so much news this go round, but
yeah, not a whole lot.
Some
of
notable stuff has taken place. But I'm ready for the show.
Yes, sir. Max, how's your Sunday?
I'm exhausted, man. I just got back from Tokyo.
Just got back? Did you fly in?
No, I actually flew this time.
Oh, you flew?
I flew.
Are your arms tired?
I got in a little bit of trouble, and I had to go over there, and then they taught me how to drive how to race how they do over there. They taught me how to drift, and then I got in a little more trouble over there, and my buddy died. And you know what? That might have been the movie I watched.
Oh, really?
They come up with that pretty fast and furious.
I'm good. We went to a quick skating rink in Anna on Thursday.
Yes, we did. Had our big Anna Fight Underground show this previous Thursday, which we're going to recap a little bit for y'all today.
And speaking of that, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to our buddy and big fan,
yes,
Jacob Wells. We were on his podcast.
Yes,
graciously, he took us as guests.
Quick skating rink. Under what was it?
Wrestling with Wheels
with a Z.
Yes.
He's on Facebook.
We're exposing
He's working
white
on
wall.
getting his YouTube set up. Check it out.
Yes. Please check out Jacob Wells' show. He does a great podcast. We were very fortunate enough to be asked to be part of the podcast. We had a good time. Had by all. So go to do yourself a favor. Go to facebook.com/Wrestling with Wheels with a Z.
Yes.
Check out Jacob while you're there. Like the man's page.
Yeah,
he does a
show the man some
really
love.
good job.
Show the man some love. Also, Big Bad John, how was your wrestling day?
Doing great. Have an amazing time.
That's right.
Can't wait for the rest of the show.
Man, it's going to be a good one. We got a lot to talk about. We are in tow for Backlash next Sunday, so the point race is about to start heating up. We got to recover everything that happened this week in wrestling. Had the big Dax and Cash singles competition match that I was excited about. Triple Mania happened last week. The Super J Cup and NJPW is going on right now. Man, wrestling business is picking up. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of news this week.
Hold on. Before we get to the news,
Sure, go
I
ahead.
would like to say that, please, if you're here joining us live or watching us after the replay, if you're here live, thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here.
Much
Please. Be sure to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button so we can get past that 250 for the special prize by SummerSlam, which SummerSlam is in July this year, not September. So we only got a very short, limited amount of time.
Very close.
Please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell and smash the shit out of that like button.
Every subscription helps us with our sponsors, helps us
Smash
share
it
our
like
content.
You're Roman Reigns.
Except do it good.
Yeah.
Ha-ha!
Yes.
Just kidding.
Chiefs you're talking about.
I'll fight the tribal chief. You don't want this smoke.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
I'm doing a Sabu. This isn't.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight Roman Reigns. I'm kind of tired.
I know you don't.
I hate to embarrass him in front of his friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. So where should we start today?
Well, at the beginning.
I'm gonna just kick it off right now. Dax and Cash, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler had their singles match for the Owen Hart qualifying match, and it was absolutely every bit as good as I thought it was going to be.
It really was.
It was an old school match. They paid homage to both Owen and Brett.
Yes.
Fantastic bit of business. The only thing I'll say about it that I didn't like, and there are very few things about it. If you were watching live, roughly 5, maybe 6 minutes into the match, they cut into the commercial break.
Yeah.
Now, AEW has the benefit of doing picture-in-picture, so you still get to see what's going on in the ring, but it was an extended commercial break. And so much good shit was lost just on the mainstream TV side of it that after I watched it, Initially, to totally honest, I was disappointed. Maybe it was out of the expectations I put on the match. I also watched it while I was at work, so I couldn't pay attention to what was going on in picture-in-picture. So after the match, I was like, man, I really expected more out of it. Then after work, I got a chance to sit down and watch it in picture-in-picture, watch it all together, and it was every bit as good as I thought it would be.
Of course it was.
So good. Dax Harwood ended up actually winning, which was not the ending that I predicted. I thought that the match would get thrown out because it was just a qualifier to get into the tournament.
I love that the finish of the match was the Owen Hart, Bret Hart finish at WrestleMania 10.
Yeah, again, they paid a ton of homage to Owen and Bret. They took their time. It was a slow-paced, hard-hitting match, and they didn't pull any punches.
No.
They laid that shit in.
A lot of the three matches that they pulled from was Bret and Davey.
Yep.
At SummerSlam 92, which, by the way, is getting a Blu-ray DVD re-release of SummerSlam 92 to drop in September on Blu-ray.
Oh.
With the match that wasn't shown to the United States, which was Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Bushwhackers against, I want to say it was the Nasties and somebody. Regardless, it wasn't shown in the United States. It was only shown on Skybox when it took place over there.
Yeah,
it's a killer match. It's a warm-up match, but it's something for historians to actually be able to actually tangibly have, and to watch anytime they want. Also, the other two matches was Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10.
So good,
with the victory roll.
So good.
And the other one that they touched on, which was really awesome, is they stole a bunch of paid homage to a bunch of spots between Chris Benoit and Bret Hart's Owen Hart tribute match on Nitro.
Yep.
The match was perfect.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was beautiful. It was beautifully done. It showed the art of professional wrestling.
You know what the nicest part about it, though? They shared their entrance. They both came down together with the FTR theme. They didn't split it up.
No.
They walked to the ring together with both their titles. They shook hands. They hugged. It just set that. There are little details you can do in wrestling that make something you're about to do even more special. Considering these guys have been tag team partners for the better part of a decade, this is their first singles match ever, and they still didn't break away from the fact from establishing their brand. They're FTR. They're doing this with love. It's a competition. So fucking good, bruh. Also, that style of match is right up my alley, so maybe not everybody. I can definitely see why not everyone would have enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
It was a very slower paced technical wrestling match. Not your typical flavor for AEW, not your typical flavor for AEW fans.
No, but when you bring in the Owen Hart name, it was perfect for what it was.
I encourage anybody who hasn't watched it, the entire match is on YouTube. Do yourself a favor. Best match of this week, definitely a contender for best singles match of the year. Check it out, Dax Harwood.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cash Wheeler, singles match, so good.
If he doesn't go on to win the tournament, it's going to be upset.
The only person that I would prefer win the tournament over him, and that's me having to pick somebody, would be Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah,
that's the bar none. Obvious one.
Maybe Baby Bulldog if they were to bring him in for it.
I don't think they're going to. I think the current qualifiers are Adam Cole, Dax Harwood, Jungle Boy,
Darby Allin.
I think there's one more outside of that. We'll double check and get back to you. Adam Page is in the tournament's champion. Adam Cole is in the tournament.
Adam Cole, that's what.
Yeah. Either way, great match. My favorite match of the whole week. Literally, I didn't care about anything else.
No.
I watched Raw at work. Couldn't tell you what happened. I know
Joe and Beretta was pretty good on Rampage. Joe and
that's
Trent,
Rampage, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Samoa Joe is probably in the best shape of his entire fucking career.
Well, not his entire career, but his latter career.
Within the best shape he's been in the last 12 years.
For 5-6 years. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
It was good. It was entertaining. It did what it needed to do, and it hit home. You can't ask for much more.
Yeah. Every other piece of business on Dynamite, I hated. I hated the Rey Fenix return. They did it. The timing of it was really weird. Didn't care for it. I didn't care for the Hikaru Shida, Serena Deeb.
By the way, did you see the picture on Twitter when she took that ladder to the face?
Yeah.
Her eye right here has a giant hematoma on it that almost took her entire eye.
Yeah, didn't care for that match.
Come real close to losing an eye.
The ladder match between Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky, I could give a shit.
Okay, here's the deal with that match. The botch is the only thing anybody remembers. The flip off the ladder botch. Here's the deal. It should have never come to that match because why you took the title off Scorpio Sky, who is a great professional wrestler, to give it to Sammy Guevara just for a week later, you give it back to Scorpio Sky makes absolutely no sense.
It's their sporadic booking style.
And also, please, for the love of God, stop with the fucking Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti thing. We don't care. You're trying to turn them into Cody and Brandy Rhodes, and it's not working.
Could we also have less 10-man tag matches?
That'd be nice.
Red Dragon and the Bucks versus Arn Anderson's sons, one half of Zero Gravity,
and the
Hollywood Blondes, and somebody else, whom I don't even remember was in the match. No one.
Well, not only that, the very next follow-up on Dynamite, they also had the Dark Order. 5 members of the Dark Order against Jericho's appreciation group or whatever.
Now, I did like the Eddie Kingston Jericho promo when Kingston was like, you talk about putting, what was it he said? You talk about putting people you talk about putting a hit on somebody. We've done that. When you say hit in my neighborhood, we put people in the ground.
Yeah.
That was really good. It was really intense. But again, this was a really sporadic week for AEW. And the best thing was the first 25 minutes when it was Dax and Cash.
Okay, well, we're going to go from AEW. We're going to jump to Raw.
Let's get it.
Raw actually, for the first time in a long time, was watchable.
Randy Orton Appreciation Night. Randy Orton's been in the business for 20 years.
I wasn't going to touch on Randy Orton just yet. I was going to get the big stuff out of the way.
In fairness, if Randy would let me, I'd touch on it.
Of course, we
lost something.
Oh, no, we've been exposed. We lost the thumbtack.
Don't pay attention to the man
behind me. Pay no attention to...
The Raw, what I was talking about is the 2 big returns.
Yes.
One not so big, but I'm glad to see him back on TV. Mustafa Ali wrestling. The Miz was great.
Okay, here's an interesting thing about that. For those of you who maybe haven't seen our channel or whatever, or don't follow professional wrestling currently, Mustafa Ali was asked for his release and was not granted it. Has been off TV for the better part of 6 months.
Right.
And all of a sudden makes a random return to Monday Night Raw in a winning effort against The Miz.
I mean, here's the deal. I think Ali's very talented.
So do I.
I think the him getting hurt, him not being able to win Money in the Bank and everything.
Yeah. And the way they booked Retribution, I mean, there are a lot of things you could say, but Mustafa Ali himself is an incredible,
my big thing,
talented worker.
Is my woman's back.
Yep.
Asuka makes her return on Monday Night Raw, getting right in the face of Becky Lynch.
The best
flick of the nose.
The best part of that is while it's during Becky's running down all of the women.
Yeah.
And she mentions Ronda. She mentions Sasha Banks. She mentions, some of the heavy hitters for the WWE. And as she goes to say no one, Asuka's music cues.
Yeah.
So good. Happy to see her back. She, again, if you didn't watch this at all last year, Asuka was one of our top favorites for all of last year. We really expected a big, heated push between her and Shayna Baszler. That didn't happen. But Asuka's incredible.
Well, she got hurt, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it put a real big damper on her build at the time. Only one person I'm waiting for now.
Who's that?
Only one. And ding dong, hello. Bayley has not returned from injury yet. Bayley's the one I'm waiting to come back into the fold because here's the deal. When you talk women's wrestling over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Bayley has been. She was my wrestler.
She was the top heel last year. Was it 2021?
Yeah. She was the number one for us because she carried the belt against everybody.
She really killed it.
The change of the cut of the hair and everything. Yeah. But here's the deal from what I've been noticing on Twitter because
she's a lot more active on Twitter as well.
Because we're a wrestling podcast, and when you do a wrestling show, it should be done the right way.
Yeah.
Bayley is starting to be like someone said something genuinely heartfelt to her the other day. And something about thank you for giving my daughter a hug a couple weeks ago when we saw you at the signing for something.
Yeah.
And she goes, just one simple sentence she put on there. She goes, man, I miss giving hugs. If that doesn't scream that she's going to come back
as
in
a big baby face,
in the Bayley swaying and getting back as a good guy against these heels now.
Yeah.
Bayley is a face with a face turn is so what the women's division needs is
absolutely
a good
agreed.
face that can do things. You have a lot of babyface women's wrestlers. You have Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
You have Naomi. You have
qualify
Sasha.
Rousey as a real baby face.
She's more of a face than she is a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now the way she's getting booked, I can see that.
So what you need is somebody who can come in who you know is legitimate,
who can work everybody,
and that can give a threat.
I mean, I'd work all the women too.
She can be a threat to Charlotte Flair.
She can also
while Becky and Asuka and Bianca Belair are doing their thing.
But she could feed for both Ronda and Charlotte.
Yeah.
She could establish not Dana Brooke. Who's the other one that I'm thinking of?
Liv Morgan.
No, SmackDown. Oh no,
Carmella?
No, she is Raw now. The former Marine.
Oh no, she's SmackDown. Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans. Okay, yeah. She could be a great.
Shit, I forgot all about Lacey Evans.
She's been cutting promos every week. But they've been airing vignettes and promos and interviews every week.
Comebacks is not really a comeback. I hadn't seen.
Well, it's not. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
On SmackDown, they had the beat the clock, I quit challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And Aaliyah was Charlotte's partner. We've seen her before. The girl before her that wrestled Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her before. I don't know
who was that.
I don't remember. I don't remember who she was, but she come out, and after the match, I started thinking, you know what? I would like to see her against Bianca Belair. She was a super powerhouse.
Hold on, I'm looking for it.
She was a major powerhouse like that.
Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte
really
Flair, beat the clock. I quit challenge, right?
Yep. It was the I quit challenge.
Okay. I was really impressed with her.
I'll tell you another thing. I appreciate Natalya being sent to NXT. I think that's genius.
There was Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi.
Shotzi Blackheart.
Green hair?
The green hair one?
Shotzi Blackheart. Yeah.
That's not.
Wow. Well, that's what the SmackDown results tell me. Shotzi Blackheart.
Versus who, Ronda?
Wait.
That's not.
Wasn't Shotzi Blackheart released with that big group of.
That's your wrong thing.
That must be a Raw. That must be.
Hold on. Wait. What were you talking about here? You're talking about the Beat the Clock challenge for SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The woman who wrestled Ronda Rousey, right?
Yeah.
That's Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
Are you maybe thinking of the woman who wrestled Charlotte Flair?
Maybe.
Who was the one that wrestled Charlotte?
Let's take a look.
It was Aaliyah.
Oh, that's right. It was Aaliyah.
I don't think
Charlotte Flair loses. Hold on. I got it pulled up right here. In the Beat the Clock, I Quit challenge, Ronda Rousey defeated Shotzi and her spell out I Quit to win the bout. By winning, she also delivered a powerful message to the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. Yes. Charlotte Flair, on the other hand, fought Aaliyah in the same match, which Flair was unable to win. So that is from this week, and her opponent was Shotzi.
Huh. I thought she was released too.
I guess she wasn't.
Maybe they brought her back.
Yeah.
Hell, who knows?
What I'm thinking about.
That's a possibility
that
as well.
Is also.
Gentlemen, I'm going to let you vamp. I have to use the restroom. I apologize. I broke the seal. And today's a special day, and I've been drinking. Deal with it.
It happens.
It's my show.
Yeah, don't drink or smoke. It's bad for you.
Wouldn't dream of it. I'll be right back.
If you're going to drink and smoke, please do it with us. Anyway.
When you do it, be cool.
So, Maximus.
Yo.
Give the people a rundown on the Randy Orton part of Raw. How did that go down?
On Raw? All right, so if I can remember correctly, it's been like a week since I watched it, right? They had a great celebration. Riddle, of course, was just out of his fucking mind. Pretty much everybody was out there, the entire roster. Everybody just singing the praises of Orton, as they should. Okay, I think the Usos interrupted that, didn't they?
Several people did. Seth Rollins interrupted.
Yeah, help me remember here.
Kevin Owens interrupted with Ezekiel.
That's right. Everybody started interrupting. And I remember watching it and thinking, what's going to happen. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. Before it was over with, everybody got an RKO.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. The main event to Raw was an 8-man tag. It was RK Bro, Ezekiel, and Cody Rhodes against Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and the Usos, correct?
This is the first time all three of us have been in one shot.
It's
the
first time.
2-year anniversary, baby.
Woo!
Look at the hell on my chair.
But it was good. Like Maximus said, everyone ate an RKO. Everybody thought it was going to happen anyway.
Everybody eats the RKO, brother.
He hit an RKO from the turnbuckle on one of the Usos. I can't tell them apart either, Riddle. It's okay. It's not just you.
Speaking of SmackDown, over the weekend there was an accident in a live show where the top rope snapped.
Yeah, and
Bobby Lashley
yeah.
took a spill on his head on the outside of the ring. He is okay.
He got right back up.
Yeah, he is okay.
Because he's a bad mamma jamma.
And no injuries or anything like that. But the thing what a lot of people are missing is if you go back and you watch the video, find it on YouTube and check it out. It wasn't Bobby Lashley that broke the rope.
No.
It was Drew McIntyre that broke the rope.
Well, Drew's parry to the other side is what snapped the rope
and
while Bobby
not
was
necessarily to say it's his fault. We're saying that Drew hit the rope first.
His impact is what initially broke the rope.
He snapped the rope on the parry.
Usually when you hit the ropes, as you can see here, I love having this because it's a good diagram. Watch out just for a second.
Oh, yeah.
When you hit the ropes in the wrestling business, you were to have your arm around the back of the rope, grabbing the rope as you come in with your elbow down. So that
Top
way,
rope.
I'm doing it because
I know, but I'm just showing.
But yeah, so that way, if the rope breaks, you have a hold of it and you can sling yourself back to your feet on the outside of the ring.
I've been in the ring when the rope breaks. It sucks.
Okay. What the problem was is Bobby Lashley did come in with his hand. You can watch him swing and grab the top rope, but it's not there. And that's
because
what
he grabbed it as the rope was breaking.
He was very lucky that on his way out of the ring, he caught this part. Turn around for me, Ken.
Yeah.
He caught this part right here across the apron, not his head.
Wait, which part did he catch?
Right here.
Right
there. But he caught that and was able to spin himself. Otherwise, he would have landed on his head and we would have had a Big E situation. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Big E's getting stronger every day.
Yes.
He did not have to have surgery, and there's a very serious talk about him coming back soon.
Possibly
he's actually going to
by
return.
The Rumble is a big conversation.
Right, and he's actually going to return where a lot of people said they didn't think he'd ever step foot in the ring again.
Yeah.
Big E, wish you well, man.
We love you, bro.
We're loving watching the progress that you're having.
Yeah.
Everything's going good for you. We're very happy for you.
Being a wrestler who's actually had a legitimate neck injury, I can tell you firsthand, it's one of the scariest fucking things in the world. And there are so few guys who come back 100%, and Big E absolutely will, absolutely can. And, man, he is so good, so young, so strong, so virile. He's a man's man.
He's a man's man.
Yeah, best of luck, best wishes to Big E.
The Edge thing's just getting hokier on Raw. It's just hokey. I like it, but it's hokey.
Here's the thing. Now, you know me.
Yes.
Who's my favorite wrestler?
The Undertaker.
Who's my second favorite wrestler?
Your second favorite of all time?
All time. Thank you. So you know that I'm all in on the dark, the gimmicky side of wrestling to an extent. Mind you, my own sensibilities. I always say I'm a traditionalist, but the stuff I like to observe. Let me rephrase this. I would never participate. I could never be myself a hokey wrestler, like a spooky wrestler. That's not what I would. Yeah, because he's awful. Because I couldn't physically bring myself to bend that fourth wall. However, I love the wrestlers that can and do it in a way that doesn't confuse you or make you feel stupid.
Right.
The Edge thing, I've said often enough, it bores me a little bit. And it's not like, what's that smell?
The smell?
It smells like weed.
Oh, yeah, it's the shirt.
Whose shirt is that?
It's a Bull Bronson shirt.
Bull Bronson?
Of course it smells like
Bull
weed.
Bramson?
No, pick these up.
Bill Bronson?
Bull Bronson, Facebook. Message the man. Ask him about his T-shirts. Sell them so he can have money to buy foods and stuff. Big Bull Bronson. Big supporter.
Anyway, I made it no secret that the Edge return hasn't really wowed me.
No.
I do like the fact that Edge made this transition because it does go to his Brood roots. And it could be very cool the way it's being done. The way they're doing it, though, is not very cool.
Damian Priest is the perfect person to follow along.
1,000%.
I think Rhea Ripley joining would be great. And I do think Ciampa as well.
Yes.
Also, it's Ciampa now, not Tommaso
But
Ciampa.
it's their presentation of the way they're doing it. The one thing that... So this gimmick started shortly after AEW's House of Black with Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, and Brody King.
Yes. Well, Brody King and Aleister Black, Buddy Matthews, or Buddy
Matthews,
has not had a wrestling match in AEW since being signed.
Correct. And so I can see the parallels.
Which is a shame, by the way.
I can see the parallels people are making. And I think that one thing that hurts this particular presentation is just promos, the mountain of omnipotence thing. I don't get it. I'm sure there are people who do. But if you're in mid-match and the lights just go out, and when you come back from the break, the match is over with no explanation, you've killed your whole angle.
But that's not Edge. That's the producer's problem.
Totally understood. Now, Edge is delivering the content well, but the overall flop is the production side.
Here's the deal. I would have bought it better, and this is just me being me. Mm-hmm. I would have bought the flip better and the dark side better if they would have built Edge going out of his mind.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is because literally it was all about, I want AJ Styles because I want AJ at his best and I can beat AJ Styles. And that's how this all started. And then at WrestleMania, he come out in the Undertaker-inspired gear, the purple and the black. And then Damian Priest showed up.
Which, again, I'm good with. It's an homage to Taker especially.
But they never really explained
do you know
where the angle was coming from.
Do you know when they should have started it? I can tell you when. When he lost to Orton at the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Is where they should have started.
Is where it should have started. Edge should have come back with that obsessive thing where he did. Remember the shoot off from from Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio's feud over Dominic.
Yeah.
Was the WrestleMania loss.
Yeah.
They were tag team champions. They were booked in the opener for WrestleMania 21, a spirited competition between two partners. And Eddie gets a loss. Oh, shit. Okay, they shake hands. Next week, they're like, all right, we're going to have a rematch. This time, I'm going to beat you. And Rey Mysterio beat Eddie Guerrero for 6 months to the point where he got obsessed. If they'd have done this thing with Edge where he loses to Randy and it's like, I worked my entire career to come back. I came back from a broken neck and I couldn't beat Randy Orton.
Yeah.
The problem is they let Edge get a return win on Orton. They shouldn't have done that. They should have had him lose again. Then you have him cycling through guys where he wants to beat them. Then you have him go into the thing with Seth Rollins where Seth Rollins is also crazy. And it doesn't matter there if Edge beats Rollins or not, because when Edge comes up to AJ, you do a close-up vignette of Edge in a room, and he's like, I want the best. I want the best. I'm the best. I have to beat the best. Who's the best? And then as he gets up, this is how you should do it from a production thing. This is going to be long-winded, but I want you to go with me on this because it's good.
Yeah.
You go in. This is a precursor to whatever match AJ Styles is having on SmackDown, right?
Uh-huh.
Do the promo first with Edge. I want the best. I want the best. I have to beat the best. I'm the best. I have to show the world I'm the best. And he does this week after week after week. And then the last week before he challenges AJ is when you have him doing that and then queuing into the very next match, AJ Styles music hits. You do a tandem screen almost immediately where Edge looks up and then they cut to AJ's entrance. Because that's Edge acknowledging who's the best in WWE right now.
And it clicked.
That's where it should have fueled. Yeah. And then that's where you can do the dark transition. The thing with Damian Priest is the perfect guy to follow Edge. He's got that deep voice. He's got that gothic look.
He already has the gothic look, yeah.
And he followed up with Edge after Mania, like, I listened to what you said.
Uh-huh.
And this is why I joined you. So you could have come from Damian from a perspective of Damian had a string of losses before Mania.
I believe his exact words were, I heard what you were saying to AJ Styles, but I knew you were speaking to me.
And that's the other part. That's when you go to Damian, and he's like,
it's really perfectly built for Seth Rollins.
It 100%.
It would have been perfectly built for Seth Rollins.
Oh, my God. Especially with Seth's crazy gimmick right now, despite what differences I have with it.
Instead of Edge, you could have checked in Seth Rollins. It would have been just...
Oh, yeah, you could have done either two. But that's, again, not to get long-winded.
Don't smoke. It's bad for you.
That's when it should have started. Edge suffering the major loss the year after his return, and then slowly building into him going crazy and dark.
You know what you could have had him go crazy with being? The man went from pillar to pillar in the Royal Rumble and won just to lose at WrestleMania.
Exactly. Again,
that's where you should have started.
But even then, that would have been even better if it followed up. Hello, boy.
Hello.
Son, y'all. You could have had him follow up from the loss to Randy. Then he's like, I did everything right.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does your boy only say hi to you?
Because he only likes me. Duh. I pay for his V-Bucks.
Is that the messy-haired kid? Which kid is the unknown person?
Kid.
The second kid.
That's the cool kid.
You mean the one that we have more followers than?
I think it's funny though.
That's right. Finally.
Sorry. Person.
More views though. You're doing good. You're killing it.
Because we don't say his name here.
Unknown kid.
I love that.
Hey,
hey, what's up? See? What's up?
Anyway,
we're so old.
If they have taken their time, if they've done this dark transition well,
yeah.
If the content of what Edge's delivery was better, this could be gangbusters.
Oh, it really could.
Unfortunately, it comes off like most WWE tropes in this style. It's overproduced. It's hey, what up? What's up?
Gangbuster comes over like Dave and Buster's.
Bro, I fucking love Dave and Buster's.
I'd go for
if they've taken their time, if they built it correctly.
Well, I'm glad you're here live, my man.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
appreciate you.
It could have been way better. Again, it's always the fault of the WWE execution, the writers, and the blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
But remember back before when Edge's first match with Seth, right? When he came back with the Brood entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that crazy transition leading into that, and then he reunites the Brood thing. This whole transition, if it had been done slowly, correctly, right now it'd be the best angle in the WWE.
You know what killed the transition? Really?
Tell me.
It killed it before it was off the ground was the tag match. Was him and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice.
All right, buddy. Have a good day. I love you.
Love you.
My son stopped in to say hello, and now he's got shit to do. He's busy. You watch your mouth.
The tag match with Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix killed the momentum of the crazy person thing.
Do you know how they could have fixed that? I can tell you how nothing the WWE ever would have done.
Honestly, what I would have done is I would have had Edge.
Miz hit the skull-crushing finale on Beth for the win.
Well, I was going to go Edge lose the match.
Yeah.
Her get hurt. Him go to fucking pounding
him
on
go
the
to
Miz.
spear the Miz or something and take
No. Just has him on the ground, beating the hell out of him. Refs trying to stop it. Refs trying to see, just beat the hell out of him. Maurice come over. Him shove Maurice to the ground. Just start continuing on the Miz. Beth come over and have him drop Beth.
Well,
on purpose.
I could see that would not be the way to do it, but it's a compelling story.
Mm-hmm. It's no different than the Triple H being handcuffed to the ropes and Randy Orton dropping Stephanie.
That is one of my favorite angles
of all time. The house object when he threw him through the window.
No, fuck the house thing.
Remember, it was good though.
Remember when they hired the shitty actress to play Orton's wife who screamed off time?
Yeah.
The best part of that angle wasn't when he dropped Stephanie. It was when Triple H was handcuffed and Orton got slowly down in front. It gave you that very...
Oh, when he slid over the top of her while he was staring at her.
You know exactly what it's alluding to.
Didn't he kiss her while she was on the ground?
Not only that, he
licked her?
No, he punt kicks her. He slowly drops and he's looking at Triple H the entire time. Stephanie's out and Triple H is like pulling and fighting and turning purple, like writhing in pain, and starts screaming audibly to Orton. And when Orton kisses her, Stephanie, he's looking at Triple H the entire time. So she's laid out cold. Triple H is losing it, and Orton just so slowly slinks down, slithers back.
Yeah.
Then works his way up, and slowly out the ring he goes.
The best
good.
The best part that really sold it, though, was afterwards when they put her on the board, on the gurney.
Yeah.
And she's going, Paul, I can't feel my legs. Paul this,
Do you
Paul that.
Do you know if that's an homage to?
Fuck me. I did till you asked me.
The Vince McMahon $1 million giveaway contest whenever the stage fell.
Oh, yeah.
It was back
Paul,
in,
I can't feel my legs.
or 09, and Vince is underneath the stage, and he goes, Paul, I can't feel my legs. It's only like one of 4 times Triple H's real name was ever mentioned.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So good. So good.
That was right before they did the Who Killed Vince McMahon, and then they had to drop the storyline.
Yep, because of the untimely occurrence with Chris Benoit.
What had taken place.
Yeah, you could very clearly hear him slip and say, Paul.
Have you ever heard what that story was supposed to end up being?
Before you get into that story, I would like to thank you for joining us here at Pro Wrestling.
Absolutely. Thank all of you.
Thank you for the likes that we've gotten already.
Yes.
I'm pointing up here because that's where our likes are.
Yes. Please subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already.
We were checking out our algorithms and everything.
Don't smoke, don't drink.
And it said that while a lot of the subscribers are returning and watching, a lot of people are watching that are unsubscribed. We need those subscriptions.
We need 53 subscribers to hit our goal. And the ironic thing is there were 53 views that weren't subscribers from our last week's show.
Yes.
And not only that,
hit the subscribe.
Not only just us, but we mentioned it earlier, but we got more people in here. Let's mention him again. Our buddy Jacob Wells.
Yes, please check out Wrestling for Wheels.
Wrestling on Wheels.
Wrestling Is it on wheels?
With
wheels.
It's Wrestling with Wheels.
With a Z.
With a Z, not an S at the end of wheels.
He's working on getting his YouTube set up. Find him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Also, we were guests. You can go to his Facebook page, watch the interview that was taking place with Pro Wrestling Throwdown this Thursday. And we plan on doing a lot more with Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
He is a fantastic human being. He's probably one of the smartest people I know when it comes to wrestling.
Absolutely incredible.
The man has a mind for the game.
Dedicated fan, fantastic person.
We appreciate you having us on your podcast. It meant a lot to us. It really did. Yeah. It meant a lot to be asked. First off, it meant a lot for you to have us on second.
Also, if we're pimping out other YouTube channels you should follow, our buddy here, Joy of Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Check out him.
Absolutely.
Check out Fraley Fear.
Yes.
And check out my boy Beats Me's Heat. Again, all great content creators. If it's not just wrestling you're interested in, just funny stuff, check them out. They're great.
If we're not in this as YouTube creators, as a family of creators, then what is it for?
And we know a lot of people who are trying to get their channels off the ground. We want all of our supporters to support them.
Yes.
We want their supporters to support us. I mean, it should be a give and take game here.
So go and subscribe to their channels after you hit the subscribe button and the like and hit the notification. It'll let you know when we're going to go live.
Absolutely.
And share.
Oh, yeah. Share with your single, preferably 21 to 35-year-old friends.
Share with your
We're talking about sharing the page, not his Facebook information. Share it to everyone you have. Get them
My
to
wife
hit that
is going to watch
subscribe
this.
button.
It'll be fine. It's funny, kids.
At 200 subscribers, if we can have it before SummerSlam, the SummerSlam show, I will do the show in full makeup.
You know what? We hit 200. You do it in makeup. I'll do something funny along with you. I don't know what it'll be because I don't want to rain on your thing. But if we hit 200 by summer, did we say 200?
200.
200 by SummerSlam. He'll do it in drag, and I'll do it in something else.
If we can hit 250 by SummerSlam, you will get a Pro Wrestling Throwdown T-shirt with the number 250 on the back of it, just like we did.
If you're the 250th subscriber,
you have to be the 250th subscriber.
Yep.
Let's do this. Let's make this. Yes. This is our weekly dose of wrestling adrenaline.
Come on, y'all.
Every week.
Help us build the channel.
Before you ask,
please.
John, no, you cannot win again.
No. Actually, the 100 subscriber was Val Pancakes from Twitter.
One of our Twitter friends. She's fantastic.
Who did get the shirt and really enjoys it.
Oh, John's claimed he'd win.
I give John a shout out. His picks in wrestling alone prevent him from winning anything ever.
Oh, Lord.
Was he our first subscriber?
I was the first subscriber.
Yeah.
He was the second.
He thinks he was first.
Sorry.
Sorry about it.
We subscribed to our own shit.
You fucking right we did.
Anyway, what were we talking about previously? We were on the subject of Randy Orton.
Yes.
Randy Orton is in his 20th year with the WWE. I feel it completely apropos, stole the Cody Rhodes word, to talk a little bit about Randy Orton, some of his favorite, some of our favorite matches, favorite moments.
Well, I think we should start this off with Max. I mean, we do know he is one of
the biggest Randy Orton fans ever.
The man is a golden god.
What more did he was a golden god?
No, he is.
So he had a golden knot?
Randy Orton, 20 years of the RKO now, the Legend Killer, the Viper, the three most dangerous letters in all of sports entertainment. He is a 14-time world champion. He is a former and current tag team champion. He is a former Intercontinental champion.
Proficient
United States champion.
He was the first person to walk into WrestleMania as a champion of all belts.
At one point or another, he went into WrestleMania holding every single major belt in the WWE.
And he's still got a good 10 years left on his career.
I don't know if it still holds, but at the time he was the youngest champion of.
He was the youngest world heavyweight champion. The only argument you can make is that Tyler Bate won the NXT UK title at 19. However, that's not recognized as a major world championship.
Exactly.
It's NXT product.
Yeah.
So even under the WWE banner, Randy Orton still holds the record.
Also, you look at Randy Orton, you look at the roster today.
Yeah.
Look at the active roster today. He is the oldest actively competitive tenured roster member.
Still lick every everybody that comes in front of him. He is one of the most well-rounded athletes.
He
that is out there.
Yeah, not just wrestler.
He's a phenomenal human being.
In the WWE, Randy Orton also has the distinction of working with wrestlers from almost every single generation of wrestler.
He can work any style that's out there. He can mat wrestle. We've seen it.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
He can high fly. We've seen it.
He can run the mic.
He was actually told to stop doing his drop kick. As beautiful as it was, probably there are only 3 perfect drop kicks in wrestling. 4 if you count Bobby Eaton's, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There are only like 4 perfect drop kicks in wrestling. Randy Orton's was one of them, and was told specifically by Michael P.S. Hayes that he shouldn't do it because he was 6'4".
3 best drop kicks in the business, other than not including Bobby Eaton, was a Hardcore Holly. Had a phenomenal drop kick.
It was okay.
Absolutely. No,
I'm counting without Randy Orton.
Okay.
Hardcore Holly.
I'm listening.
Hardcore Holly.
I'm listening.
AJ Styles.
Yes.
And Philip LaFawn.
You're
was
missing
the master of the drop kick.
You're missing one perfect drop kick, despite what anybody says about him.
What is it?
Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell
had one of the absolute best textbook drop kicks in the game.
You want to talk drop kicks? Owen Hart had a pretty good one too.
True.
I don't know.
But his was a front drop kick, completely different.
Bob
Holly did have a great drop kick.
Yeah, he really did.
Anyway, back to the Randy Orton thing. P.S. Hayes tells him, "Hey, you're 6'4". Stop doing the drop kick. You're going to burn yourself out." He did that at a Raw taping in which Randy Orton went to wrestle Edge on Raw, and was like, "Okay, well, P.S. says I shouldn't do a drop kick." And Edge is like, "What do you want to do?" And he's like, "Come off the top rope, and I'm going to hit you with a drop kick."
Okay, yeah. He sent us to stop using drop kicks, so we did 6 of them.
If you pimp out, if we pimp
Randy
out some
Orton shouldn't do drop kicks or those running power slams. Never.
Pimp out some real quick WWE stuff.
Beautiful thing there
Check out the WWE heels. Or, I'm sorry, WWE Evil. Randy Orton has a brilliant episode.
Yes, they're really well done episodes. They were all built by John Cena as the executive producer. He's also the narrator of the show. It's really good. Fantastic. Check it out. It's on the Peacock. New episodes drop. Usually it was dropping weekly there for a little while.
So, real quick, while we're talking about Randy Orton, 14-time world champion.
Yes.
What are, we'll say 3 apiece, 3 of your favorite either Randy Orton matches or moments?
Okay. Do you want me to start the list and we'll go around?
Sure. We'll go one apiece.
I got one right here that I want to
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
And I wish I could remember it more vividly, but I have to throw it out there mainly because he made such a big deal out of it himself when Mick Foley made him the Legend Killer.
Backlash 2005. Mick Foley versus Randy Orton in a hardcore match, and Orton showed that he wasn't only a pretty boy third generation wrestler.
Randy Orton said himself that was a moment that made him who he is.
You know what's really funny? I listened to Mick talk about that match on his podcast with Stone Cold Broken Skull Sessions, and Mick had talked about how he was kind of out of the business, wasn't exactly where he wanted to be, but they brought him back to do this thing with Orton, and he said he loved every bit of it. Yeah. Orton fully deserves all the laurels he gets. And frankly, if you go back and watch that match, it's bloody, it's brutal. Doesn't really look like the typical match Orton had been having at the time. Now, mind you, he'd had a couple of bloodier, I wouldn't even say bloodier, tougher scraps with like when they did the tag stuff with Team 3D. There were a couple of moments, but that one right there made Randy Orton.
They used Mick Foley in that Randy Orton position like they used Mankind for Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels at the time was the world heavyweight champion, but he hadn't been tested.
Yeah.
And when they put Mankind against him in a no-holds-barred match, it showed the crowd that Shawn Michaels could also brawl.
Yes.
It wasn't just all flying around and stuff, and that's the exact same thing they did with Randy Orton.
And Mick Foley is the king of making people.
One of mine, I mean, it's real hard not to talk about the fucking RKO on Evan Bourne out of the shooting
out of the middle, shooting star press. Right.
It stands out in my mind as one of the biggest RKOs I've ever seen.
I'll tell you one of my favorite moments from Orton, and we're going to go into the Wayback Machine. Okay? Raw circa 2005. Orton and so Evolution gets put in charge of Raw for a night. Okay? There's a backstage vignette in which Triple H bumps into Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho and him get face to face. Then Orton steps up, and then Batista steps up, and then Benoit steps up and pushes everybody away. Okay? The main event set for the night is Randy Orton versus Ric Flair. If Ric Flair wins, Orton can never challenge again for the world title. Now, we go through the entire match, the entire night, blah, blah, blah. Orton loses. Orton's all bloodied up. Orton decided to bleed for Flair that night and do the job. As Evolution is making their way up the ramp, they get stopped at the top of the ramp by Maven, Jericho, and Benoit. Benoit's leading the charge because no one's going to fucking try to walk around Chris. They make their way all the way back. They hit one corner. Tajiri, Rhino, and Shelton Benjamin pop up. They go to another corner of the arena. Rosie,
hello, Bethany.
Rosie, Hurricane, and somebody else pop up. Anyway, they end up hopping out, having this skirmish, blah, blah, blah. Flair's back in the ring, and as Flair's backing up, Randy Orton stands up, covered in blood. Flair's doing the backup thing, bumps into Flair. Flair slowly steps away. Mind you, he's still wearing his ring gear, but when you see him turn, he's covered in Orton's blood. Flair turns around. Orton looks at Flair, looks at the crowd. RKO. And the reason that stands out is because that is the big transition to Orton being a major singles competitor. And it's such a great moment. Like the entire episode, you were on your feet the entire time trying to figure out what's going to happen. So good.
Yeah, it really was. Maximus, you got another one?
No, I believe it's on you if you got one.
Nope, it's you.
It's you. I already went.
All right. Well, I was sitting here thinking,
By the way, I have to go last for the third one because I have the absolute best Randy Orton ever.
You're talking about that set off singles run, but I got to talk about this tag run that he's been having lately, and
with Matt Riddle,
everything he's been doing with Matt Riddle, all the promos, are fantastic. They were a little off in the beginning, but they were hilarious, and they're getting better all the time. You can see how much fun he's having. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that one of my favorite Randy Orton matches is going to be RKO versus the Usos for the title when it happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We're going to go
be a bird burner.
I'm going to go to the series of matches that Randy Orton had against Michaels towards the latter part of Michaels' career.
Oh, yeah.
Where he had put Michaels out with a kick to the head and everything. Michaels is gone. Randy Orton finally beats The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Retains the title. All the heels have him, celebrating the show. He's like, you're all are going to – it was a Randy Orton appreciation night the next night on Raw after he won the title again. And they bring everybody out to the ring. Everybody out to the ring. He's on this pedestal in the ring.
Yes.
Because he's like, everybody needs to pay homage to the age of Orton.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, Shawn Michaels' music hit.
Yep.
And he comes out and he's in the cowboy hat, jeans and shit. And he's just staring.
A brown flannel cutoff.
Yeah. And he's just staring at Orton. And Orton's eyes sell the whole fucking thing because Orton's eyes get this big around like, fuck. Well, we're going to do this. Michaels charges the ring, jumps through the ropes, tackles Randy Orton off of the fucking thing. Best part about it is Michaels getting all this return heat and all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, RKO.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All it takes. Out of nowhere.
So my second favorite
like a
Randy Orton segment. This one, unfortunately, Orton really doesn't come out on top of. We already talked about the Orton attacking Stephanie gimmick earlier.
Yes.
So Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase Jr. are all in the ring.
Hold on.
We're in the Hall
Joy of Pro Wrestling
in Foley's face, throwing him down, one of the greatest promos ever.
The stairs, throwing him down the stairs, is a good one.
Oh, yeah,
It's a very good one.
Great. Orton,
thank you for the like, whoever did that.
Orton, Cody, DiBiase in the ring, cutting a legacy promo.
Yeah.
And the first piece of music that hits is Triple H.
Yes.
And he comes out to the ring because it's after the attack on Stephanie, right? Triple H is there. And then you hear, here comes the money. Ba-da-da-da. No, I'm sorry. Was Vince last or was Vince first?
Vince was first.
Okay, Vince was first. So Vince's
thank you, Bethany.
Song hits first. He comes out, then Shane, then Triple H.
Yes.
And they proceed to have one of the weirdest, clunkiest brawls, but because of the intensity of it, it was the best thing in wrestling.
Yeah. Because
all of Stephanie's men in her life had showed up to defend her honor against Orton and his second-generation superstars.
Yes.
Max?
Max, you got a third one?
Third one.
Don't even have to be a match. Can be a spot.
A moment, a promo, something he did that you love.
Just everything, man. I'm gonna take my third one and just say Randy Orton.
Fair enough.
Here's the deal. That's how you know a true wrestling fan when they're like, I like everything. I really can't.
It's hard to pick. I mean, there's the moments and then this stuff and the other, but it's really hard to pick certain ones because in all reality, and it is my opinion, but
of course
he is everything that a wrestler should be. All the way around.
Every single gift.
Every bit.
He's got the size, the athletic ability.
And like he's even got
his crowd control is all. I've said this numerous times to you. Nobody manipulates a crowd the way Randy Orton does.
He's got the love for it in the way that we shared that post from an interview where he said, you know what, Roman Reigns is going to be off in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm still going to be right here. Randy Orton is the greatest of all time.
On the topic of what he's saying, not to kill you before you get there. Randy Orton has also gone public about talking about how he fell out of the business, and he stated because he's got a financial responsibility. Mm-hmm. He makes a ton of money. Why would he find something else to do? He's now in that position where he's fallen in love with wrestling again.
Exactly.
And that's such a sweet spot to be in.
He said himself that it was Matt Riddle that helped him do it.
Mm-hmm. So we'll get into mine real quick. I think my third that I'm going to talk about, we talked about it when we probably a couple months back on the show when we were talking about our favorite RKOs of all time.
Yes.
You remember when we did this?
Yes.
I'm going to go with it now. I've been with it
Seth
since
Rollins.
then. WrestleMania.
Yep.
Seth Rollins goes for the curb stomp as he's going up in the air with his foot on the back of Randy Orton's neck. Randy Orton flings him into the air and brings him down with an RKO. It's one of the prettiest fucking RKOs I've ever seen.
My story is kind of about Randy Orton. In 1987, Randy Orton was a 7-year-old man. Was a 7-year-old man. He went to attend a wrestling show with his father, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. And on the undercard of this show was an unknown tag team, one man being 6'7.5" feet tall, the other man being 6'4.5" feet tall, by the names of Bill Clayton and Theodore Marlowe. While Bob Orton is in the restroom, Theodore Marlowe walks into that restroom and has words with Bob Orton. And on their way out, it became a kerfluffle, and Theodore Marlowe swung a door and broke Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.'s nose with that door. I tell you that story because Theodore Marlowe triplet is my pappy, which means I'm the only kid in the playground that can say with all certainty that my daddy can beat up your daddy. You're welcome, America.
We apologize for that.
I tell that story every opportunity I get, and I'm going to continue. You want me to tell Mr. T that you fell asleep during his story?
What'd you say?
Calling him right now.
I've heard this story before.
You've heard it a couple of times, right? No, in all seriousness, one of my absolute favorite things Randy Orton did was during his feud with when Cena lost to the Nexus.
Yeah.
And Cena was walking out, the last guy out of camera shot that he says goodbye to. Randy Orton stepped in and they hugged each other, teasing back to their OVW relationship, their tenure in the WWE at the time. The two started together. They built everything together. And Randy Orton was a major heel at the time, but took that moment to get Cena's story over by coming to his brother-in-arms and saying, I love you. And he said it on camera. I love you, man. Thank you for everything. And they said goodbye. Now, that was just to sell the angle. But if you look at it realistically, could have killed a ton of Orton's heat. And Orton was like, no, if we're putting this over the right way, fuck my heat. We got to get Cena over, which is a huge business thing. And Orton's just phenomenal for that.
It's a good. It was great.
Yeah. One of the subtle moments of WTV that's awesome.
You know, I gotta say that these. I don't know if you've noticed these corkscrew RKOs.
Yeah,
he's been striking out with.
Man,
are just absolutely.
So if you grew up
poetry in motion.
If you grew up a WCW fan, Diamond Dallas Page made it his entire thing that he could hit the diamond cutter out of nowhere.
Right.
And DDP actually talked to Orton whenever he was there in their brief time where they were together and was like, you need to learn how to hit it here, everywhere. Hit it out of nowhere. Hit it from here, doing this. And they talked about it for hours where DDP put his move over because the Diamond Cutter looks a lot like
The
RKO is a cutter. Yeah. It's just not a stalling standing cutter.
An RKO is a one-handed cutter where the Diamond Cutter was a two-handed.
Exactly.
And it's just
But if you go back and watch a ton of Randy Orton's matches, he literally has found every way to hit that fucking move.
It's one of those moves. When you're in professional wrestling and you start out as a professional wrestler, love you. Have a good night at work.
Love you.
When you start out as a professional wrestler, I always told the young guys that come in under me, pick a finishing maneuver that you can hit on anyone.
I did.
The reason being is because while the size difference might be different in a wrestling match every day, you might wrestle somebody that's 7'4", 400 and some odd pounds.
Exactly.
You want to be able.
I had two.
The max factor.
One that I could use on bigger guys, and then one that I could.
Right.
Was more popular with guys my size.
Yeah. When you get into the ring with a 7'5", 450 pound fucking monster, and you're your size, not 7 foot whatever, 400 whatever. It's
only a little.
You can hit him with an RKO, and it be believable.
Exactly.
Because when you drop somebody like that, the whole execution
on your head.
The whole execution of an RKO is this: your bicep is pushed against the chin. So as you come down, you are driving their chin up into the top of their teeth.
It's a compression cutter.
Yes. Hence, no matter how fucking big you are, if you get dropped on your chin, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
The RKO, along with the stunner.
Yes.
And as much as it's played out nowadays, the super kick.
Oh, 100%.
Is a move that can be used anywhere.
My standing side head kick, I'm modeled after that.
What's that?
Because I always used an X Factor.
It can also be used.
Can also literally be hit on anybody.
When hit the right way.
That's a good point.
Would drop the hell out of anyone.
Could you?
But again, like a super kick, a stunner, and an RKO, it all counts on you dropping them on their chin.
The X Factor maneuver doesn't require a stylized hooking because it's a wrenching drop.
Yeah.
But it's the same concept. You can literally, if you can get the height up.
On their face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really good point. Well, anyway, Randy Orton's been in the business 20 years. I'm sorry for our tandem. You're in it, guys. This is our 2-year anniversary show. We are chit-chatting. We're having a lot of fun.
Speaking of our 2-year anniversary show.
Yes.
First off, before we get to that, please remember to like
and
subscribe. Pass it along to your friends. Let's get this thing built up. 200 subscribers by SummerSlam. Some fun stuff's going to happen. 250, somebody's going to get some free swag. And everybody wants
I'll throw an egg at Caleb.
I'll tell you what, we hit 300 subscribers, 300 by SummerSlam. I'll let Max throw an egg at me without recompense.
Just crush an egg on your head?
Yep, but it has to be 300 subscribers.
I said throw.
No.
I said throw.
If you're going to be dumb, you better be tough. I'll take an egg from Max if we hit 300, however he wants to deliver it, with the exception of from a potato gun.
Yes.
You shoot me with a potato gun, I'll fight you.
Or a slingshot.
Yeah.
But no,
anyway.
Speaking of the 2-year anniversary show.
Yes.
We've been doing this for 2 years.
Yes.
We're into our 3rd season. We did the first of the point games.
Yes, we're all tied up.
Last week, which really meant absolutely fuck all because we all got a point. So we're all tied. We're going into Backlash next week. Now, we will take our predictions for Backlash next week, even though it's pointless. It really is for you two because I am the two-time reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Throwdown champion.
You know, they say that all men are created equal, but you look at you and me, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another broadcaster, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% best at best chance of beating me. And then you add Max Fury to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. You see, this 3-way point decision we got going on, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I have a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Max Fury knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Luke, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning. But then you take my 75% chance of winning. if we was to go 1-on-1 and then add 66 and 2/3% chance, and I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning the overall point games to WrestleMania. See, Luke, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you in the WrestleMania points contest.
Yes.
Hold on, wait a minute. Time out. That sounds really familiar to me.
Never heard it before in my life. Couldn't imagine where it came from.
I guess maybe I think maybe I've heard it before. I'm not really sure though.
How long ago?
About 14 years.
Like to the day?
Like almost to the day.
Never heard of it.
14 years.
You
know what? I got it confused with my peaks. I got it confused. I'm sorry.
That's
fantastic.
It's been 14 years.
14 years since the epic Scott Steiner math promo. We did that deliberately for y'all.
33 1/3.
33 1/3 chance of winning.
But no, 2 years. Thank you guys.
Yes, so much.
You guys really are the lifeblood of the show.
All right, before we get into the fun topics, I got to hit the head again. Be right back. Y'all
right.
vamp. Hey, why don't you promote our other socials here?
Yes, please send us ideas and comments. You can find us several places on social media. Find us right here, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Subscribe, like, comment, send it to your friends. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Send us a comment. We're always awake. We don't sleep. You can find us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can find me on Twitter at @thedog_13. Randy Orton, Apex Predator, belly button. Also, be sure to engage yourself in wrestling. Wrestling is a fun time to be a wrestling fan. There's so much content out there. We like to come here every Sunday. We like to talk wrestling because we're wrestling fans. First and foremost, it's what we do. It's what we enjoy doing. We love having the conversations with you guys. Hello, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
But please, like I said, please like, subscribe, comment.
Yes,
let's
please do.
Let's get to 200 by SummerSlam. I really want to get to 300 by SummerSlam so we can watch him get egged live on the YouTube feed. Actually, we'll probably bridge that and do that on Facebook too.
You know what? Yeah. We hit 300. We'll do it on all Twitch, Twitter, rooms, whatever the hell. We'll do it on all platforms.
Also, the economy of the show has changed.
Yes.
We have done so much since the beginning of 2 years. We now live stream.
Yeah. We're also going to be adding in some editing programs here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, within the month at least.
Yes.
We're going to be able to add graphics. We're going to put our editor, Big Bad John, to work. And we want to liven up the show a little bit. It's one thing for us to just sit in front of the backdrop and talk. We hope to be as entertaining as all that, but that extra touch, that's what
also, we love the live streams. We love being able to communicate with you guys like we're talking to you and you talking back. It makes the show fun. It makes it relevant. It keeps us on our toes. We love it. We love the product that we're putting out now. We're going to tweak it. We're going to improve. Things are going to look nicer, crisper, cleaner. We're going to have more contests, more games, more points, more fun than we've ever had this season.
Yeah. This will be the season where we're really trying to figure it out.
With your help and support, we can get there.
Yes.
We totally can.
Yes.
And it's Bible. This is not only Pro Wrestling Throwdown is not only us, it is you too. Please continue to support, like, subscribe, comment. Now, with that being said.
Yes.
I think it's that time.
Are you sure? We had some discussion points that we wanted to get into this week.
I figured that we would do that in the bullshit angle.
Okay. That's fine with me.
To end the show with the discussion.
That's fine with me.
We do have a discussion coming at the end of birthdays.
We have two discussions.
Yes. After that, we will get into the headlines, and then we'll call it a day. We've still got a lot of content. Thank you for hanging around.
Strap in for the next hour of the show.
Thank you for being here. It just gets better from here.
Yes.
Actually, we'll go ahead and go into one talking point. Give them the John Cena talking point before we go to birthdays.
Okay, so I often reference other podcasts, other stuff I listen to. Obviously, I'm a big Cornette mark. I'm a big Conrad mark for all of his content, but I listen to Busted Open Radio religiously. Dave LaGreca established a show 13 years ago on Sirius XM, which is a wrestling show. They do 6 broadcasts a week, 3 to 4 hours apiece. They're fantastic. He has weekly hosts that include Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray, and Mark Henry. And all of the conversations are different. They talk about everything going on in the mainstream. They have different talking points. Fantastic. If you have Sirius, give them a listen.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Monday, they get into a conversation about the World Championship current record
Yes.
in the WWE. Now, the WWE acknowledges Ric Flair as a 16-time world champion.
We all know that he's way more championships.
It's more numerous more numerous than that, but it's worth noting that Ric Flair is only, in the spectrum of all the championships he's held, a 2-time world champion.
WWE.
In the WWE.
Yes.
Conversely, John Cena tied Ric Flair's all-time record by being a legitimate 16-time WWE world champion.
Yes.
So the argument is, who is the actual record holder in the WWE? Is it Ric Flair or is it John Cena?
It's John Cena.
It's John Cena.
The reason being is, like I said, Ric Flair won all of his championship matches in WCW, most of his championship reigns.
Yes.
In WCW or in Mid-Atlantic.
You're both wrong. It's Randy Orton. He just hasn't got you yet.
Well, that's going to come up here.
And he's closer than most.
He's actually the closest in the WWE that's still active.
But you think about it, John Cena has to be in WWE. All-time Ric Flair, yes and no, because we don't know exactly what is being calculated as.
Well, and that's the argument. We know that there are significant amounts of title reigns being left out, but we don't know for how long. We don't know where they're being lost.
Also, when he says all-time, hold on just a second. Let me ask you a question, Rob. Serious question right now. I'm not dogging you in any way. I need to know what you mean by all-time. Are you talking all WWE all time, or are you talking professional wrestling as a standpoint in all time? Because the reason I ask,
for those of you that didn't see while Robert's writing, he said in WWE, John Cena all time is Ric Flair.
Now, what I want to know is I need a clarification of what do you mean by all time? Do you mean all time WWE over all belts and all factions? But you can't say that, and this is why. You don't have the Japan records. You don't have Mexico's records. The wrestling goes back to how long? Professional wrestling.
Professional wrestling in the United States goes back to
1915.
1915 was the first established professional wrestling event. However, the first established professional wrestling company was established in 1918 in CMLL in Mexico and is still running today, which makes it the longest professional wrestling company ever.
Okay, now you look at that now. 1915.
Yep.
Before network television?
Before any
television. What we don't know is why, yes, he all-time, if you're talking all-time title wins, maybe. The all-time record holder of championships, one really doesn't know.
No.
Because when you look at the spectrum of all time, you have to look at the Indies. You have to look at Japan. You have to look at Mexico, Europe, Asia. You have to look at all these places, and we just don't have the ability to be able to go back.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. 1933 was when CMLL was established, and it's the longest running company ever.
Okay.
So the first professional wrestling event actually took place in 1925.
Not our fault. They can't keep their records together.
That's also not true. CMLL has a hard record of every single championship they've ever had and every single champion. Now, CMLL is the most conservative booked professional wrestling company in history and has stayed the same over the course of 100 years. So that's something to be noted. However, even in Mexico, there isn't one singular champion that has held a championship within their company as many times as Ric Flair has held singular titles.
Well, also, you have to look at the idea of the Ultimo Dragon. Now, I know why the Ultimo Dragon is not a world heavyweight champion. The Ultimo Dragon was a world
champion of numerous promotions.
Also numerous weight classes.
Yes.
And when you add that together, he had 12 heavyweight championships at once, numerous times. So when you add, that's 12 world championships at once. That's 4 less than recognized Ric Flair's record. That's 4 less than John Cena's actual WWE record.
Correct.
So, I mean, when you look at the parameters, where do you draw the line?
Well, the parameter of this particular discussion is
the WWE.
WWE. Who holds the record? Is it Ric Flair or is it John Cena?
John Cena.
John Cena.
And they're all WWE
champions. I'm the biggest territory mark in the world.
And here's the deal. When you come to WWE and you're talking about world championships, you also got to add in the fact that John Cena was also numerous time world tag team champion, and that is still a world championship.
Correct.
Therefore, the Road Warriors held 23 world tag team championships.
Well, then let's narrow the playing space. Singles titles, world heavyweight champions. Is it Ric Flair or is it Cena?
Oh no! When it goes to you, I was just clarifying.
No, I understand.
when it goes to actual WWE championships, for sure, it's most certainly John Cena.
I have to agree. And here's the thing, Randy Orton, it doesn't matter who holds the record because Randy Orton right now is at 14, which means he needs 2 more to tie and 1 more to win, and he's got 10 years left on a full-time career, at minimum. Once he hits 50, he might slow down and do, a Taker style once in a while, maybe even that for a few years before he decides to retire. But right now, actively, you can feasibly see another 10 years in which you can capture 3 more world titles.
Well, and on top of that, you look, like you said with Randy Orton, he has time. Let's say Roman Reigns gets hurt. Now, knock on wood. I'm not saying I want him to, but if he gets hurt, Brock Lesnar is a part-timer. Always has been.
Also in his late 40s.
If he was to go down on a show and get hurt, who's your next viable person to put the heavyweight championship on?
Randy Orton. They already did it with him and Drew.
And they'll do it again if Roman was to get hurt. They have to because he's the only person viable enough to put that title on.
He's also the only person dependable enough.
Yes.
When you look at his dedication, when you look at his work rate, when you look at his time in the company, if tomorrow the WWE would belly up with the stock margins and only had their cash assets of $500 million left, right? And they had to go through and they said, all right, we're closing NXT. We're going to cut Raw and SmackDown to one show. We're going to consolidate the rosters and we're going to run with 30 guys. All told, 30, 8 or 9 singles guys, 8 or 10 tag teams, a handful of women. We'll say collectively 40 wrestlers on the payroll.
Okay.
Randy Orton's going to make the list.
Randy Orton is the list.
Yeah.
Like Randy Orton's at the top. It's Randy Orton. Obviously, let's consider Roman. But when you take those 2 out of the equation, who are you considering? Who are you keeping? And also, who are you going to program for your main event? You're not going to program Roman and The Miz. As much as I love The Miz.
Time out. Give me 5 guys you would keep right now. 5 guys you would keep right now.
Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, and Damian Priest.
The only one that I would change out of that 5 is Damian Priest. I keep Edge.
I almost said Edge. So
the only reason I say that is because if you want tag teams, you can always put Rated RKO back together.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it would sell.
The Beast and Edge. Actually, the top paid employee right now is Randy Orton. I'm sorry. The top paid is Brock Lesnar, a secondary to Roman Reigns, and the third person who makes the most is Randy Orton.
Yes.
Randy Orton operates right now on a 5.6.
And honestly, I don't think you could count. While it is
Edge actually makes over $2.5 million less than Randy Orton.
Yes. And if you want to really get into brass tacks and everything, I really wouldn't consider Brock Lesnar one of the most paid. While he is financially,
Brock makes $10 million a year.
Yes,
he's the top paid superstar.
But he does it on a date-to-date basis. I'm talking about a roster of the person who's there every fucking week, and everything else. For the most paid for somebody that's there every week, it would be
Orton, Roman, McIntyre, and whoever the hell else should go.
AJ Styles.
AJ's up there, but if I'm booking,
because he just signed a new deal.
What I'm saying, if I'm booking a territory and I've got 5 guys to pick from, and Randy, Orton, Roman Reigns, and Drew are on that list, I could run 10 programs with them for the first year.
And actually, if we're talking about a lot of money, we could also look into the new deal Cody Rhodes just got.
Cody's up there. He's up not there. Including him in this conversation specifically right now because he's not yet in the title picture. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick the 5 guys, if I had to pick 10 guys, he'd be on the 10.
No. I was talking about the money thing.
He's making at least.
He's up there.
He was making 3 at AEW, so it stands to reason he's making anywhere from 3.5 to 5 right now.
I was saying, I was thinking 6.
Even if it's a little lower than that, but even if he is being paid 5 right now, he's still making less than the first 3.
No, Reigns is not. I looked it up and seen their business plan, etc. Fact check. It goes Brock, Edge, Seth. I don't believe Seth Rollins is making more money than most of those boys.
Seth Rollins doesn't make more than Roman Reigns.
There's no possible way.
Hold on.
There's no possible way that Seth Rollins makes more money than Roman Reigns. It's just not possible.
Roman's the 3rd highest paid at $5 million a year. So let's see how much Seth makes a year.
We have to fact check everything, my man.
Seth Rollins makes $3 million a year.
Yeah.
So Roman Reigns make more. That's the fiscal report as of January 3rd, 2022. Brock makes 10.
Yes.
Edge only signed a 3-year deal for $3 million apiece. He said that as much in his own interview.
Yeah.
So Edge and Seth make the same, and Roman makes more than both of them.
Yes. Not to mention, you also got to add in merchandising. You have to add in a lot of different features, which would throw Roman Reigns almost over everybody right now.
Yeah, Roman is the highest grossing superstar. Brock Lesnar is still the highest paid.
Yes. Also, you can throw in the money that John Cena makes on a return.
John, I think, on a retainer makes at least $500,000 or $600,000 a year.
Edge is probably on his way out, but may sign.
Well, we're in his last year of his contract right now, so
I think
we'll see what happens.
I think he's setting Damian Priest up to replace him eventually.
I think that he's going to finish this contract out, and I really do believe he'll do a 2-year stint in AEW and then call it good.
Yeah.
Only to be back with Christian, the Hardys, get that final. That's just a personal thing.
We're at an hour and 15 minutes.
Yes, we are.
So the answer to the question originally, before we got off topic, John Cena or Ric Flair, it's John Cena.
John Cena. Max?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You think it's John Cena? You think it's Flair?
John Cena.
I think it's John Cena.
I do too.
That's a pretty fair answer.
I do too.
Big Bad John?
Cena.
Oh,
Cena.
for sure.
All right. Well, I believe then it's that time.
Yeah, it is.
Max, it's time for birthdays.
Bullshit.
Max,
All right.
take it away.
You have a
All right,
50% chance of beating me.
Well, I've got actually
I do have to start up today
chance of winning. So
with I have to make mention because I grew up listening to her. I know you guys grew up listening to her.
hold on, before we get into that, because it's the birthdays and bullshit segment, one of our absolute most ardent subscribers and fans is one of our top subscribers.
Yes.
Bethany just turned 25 yesterday.
Happy
She
birthday.
watches almost every episode. She comments on almost every post. She has been a part of this show since its inception. So happy birthday from us to you, Bethany. We hope it was wonderful.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for your support.
And remember, when you celebrate your birthday at nighttime, keep it in the ring.
You
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy my wife.
All right,
Max.
let's do this.
As I was saying yesterday, we lost I'm going to say legendary Naomi Judd.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the queens of country music, man.
Unfortunately, as far as I know, a cause of death hasn't been publicly announced yet, so I'm not going to say.
Well, she was in her 70s, right?
I'm not going to say anything more about anything because we don't know facts yet.
We don't know the cause of death. There's a lot of talk about mental illness being brought up.
Ashley Winona did put out something about it. If you want to read it, go find that.
Pro Wrestling Throwdown.
We don't want
Facebook.
to touch on too much that we don't know.
We don't want to be inaccurate on what we announce. You are correct.
Yeah.
But also, if mental illness was something that we all know that she suffered from mental illness, if that was something, I want to take this time real quick to say
Please
that if you're having a hard time or things just aren't working your way, there is better solutions to help with your mental illness. Talk to a friend, talk to a buddy, write us. I'm one of those people. If you have something you need to talk to and you don't have anybody to talk to, you can always get a hold of Pro Wrestling Throwdown, guys. Always. We're here. We care. People
Line's
care.
always open.
People care. They don't. A lot of times people don't show it, but they care. So if you or a loved one who has a problem, ask them how their day's going. It's as simple as that. A simple "How you doing today?"
You never know.
Can save someone's life.
Something like that can change someone's whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Just being polite, just a smile.
This wrestling podcast keeps me sane.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
When we first decided to do this, it was right when COVID started.
Yes.
Literally, like the first week or so that COVID hit, when everything shut down, this was the lifeline that got us through COVID.
Yeah.
We got to bring Max in. We got to bring Johnny in. Like this, we build our entire week around this. All of our work.
This is not only the end of our week, this is the beginning of our week.
Yeah. I work 60 hours a week, and the best part of those 60 hours is when I get off work on Sundays so I can do this.
But yeah, like I said, if somebody needs help,
Reach out, man.
When a friend needs help, you help them. It's the way it is.
I mean, I'll drink to anything, but I'll drink to that too.
For sure, drink to that. Take another one.
All right, enough of that.
All right, now let's get out of the sad stuff. Let's get into some
so more, Luke's ass.
More anniversaries of people dying, because I know we have them. That's a part of this show.
Got a couple.
It is. It's a part of this show. Unfortunately, wrestlers don't last.
All right, we're going to start out. We've got on today, May 1st.
All right.
We have Joe Hendry has a birthday.
Joe Hendry is an NXT UK talent.
Oh, shit. I wouldn't have a clue.
Joe Hendry is
33.
34.
34 years old.
34 on the button.
He is part of the tag team with Wolfgang over there.
Oh, okay. I just watched that.
Him and Joe were that tag team.
Okay. Well, good
very good, talented young man.
On the 2nd, we remember the Big Boss Man.
Ray Traylor.
1963, 2004.
You want to talk about a good fucking hand?
The Big Boss Man, which we'll get into the other segment before we go into where I'm going to list my top 5 big men of all time. So stay tuned for that. Big Boss Man was a big man who was so agile in his career. He never held the world title, never actually held a singles title other than the hardcore title in the WWE's entire run.
You know what's sad? If you saw Ray Traylor's territory stuff, it pales in
when he's Big Bubba Rogers?
His WWE stuff pales in comparison.
Yeah, when he was Big Bubba Rogers, he was great.
By the time he got to Big Boss Man, he was already in his mid-30s and out of shape. Man, he was fucking incredible in his later 20s.
Yes.
I mean, just phenomenal talent.
Yes, Big Boss Man did work that is still felt today. You're missed by the wrestling community. You're missed by a lot of people.
More good big man.
Happy birthday. Or is it his birthday, you said?
The anniversary
passed away today. The anniversary
passed away in 2004.
2004.
Would have been his birthday.
Would have been his birthday, though. So, but on your birthday, there's people who are still thinking of you.
Sharing that birthday is none other than the People's Champion and future People's President, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
What was he, 44?
The Rock is 51.
The Rock is 50.
Damn! Oh, take it!
Damn it!
Take it!
I'm so
yes!
Close.
Will be.
Well, so close.
Doesn't matter. Yes.
So he will be on this. He will be on the 2nd. So technically, he still is.
He'll be like
49
when he goes into office, right?
Right, something like that.
Hopeful thinking.
Him and Tom Hanks.
Wishful thinking.
If he were, he'd be 54. But yes, wishful thinking.
I'd vote for it.
See, on the 3rd, we remember the great.
Partially because Chris Hart would be vice president.
Kevin
I'm down.
Kevin Hart. What did I say?
Chris.
No, that's
actually he said his running mate if he was ever going to run would be Tom Hanks.
In the movie though, that's head of state.
That was Chris Rock.
I said Chris Rock.
Oh
my God! What are we? What is this Abbott and Costello bullshit we're doing right now?
Hey, sorry. Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
I slap back, motherfucker. You keep your hands to yourself.
I think better of it.
All right, let's see. On the 3rd, we remember the great Stu Hart, 1915 to 2003.
Wow. If you don't know who Stu Hart is,
then you ain't a wrestling fan.
Stu Hart produced the absolute greatest generation of technical wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling.
And that was just his family.
That's not hyperbole. That's a fact. The last standing trainee from the Stu Hart dungeon, still active, is Natalia. Correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, still active.
Still active.
Because Tyson Kidd is no longer active. He was the last one on paper, but he's no longer active.
Tillman Jr. not get trained by the Hart Dynasty?
The Hart Dynasty was already gone.
You're right. Yes, Natalia would be the last.
Let's see. On the 4th. On the 4th, we remember Mr. Fuji.
Hey, look.
1934 2016.
Mr. Fuji was one of the greatest heel managers of all time.
Also,
one.
Many people don't know this, but was Yokozuna's actual handler.
Yes.
Which means that he accompanied Yoko to every single event. Even when Cornette took over doing the mouthpiecing for Yoko in America, Fuji still drove to every event, carried his bags, and helped him with certain personal maintenances that Yoko was not capable of overseeing.
Also, he would paid for everything.
Yeah.
That's old school mentality.
Yeah.
Let's see. We actually have some live birthdays on the 4th as
Oh,
well.
fantastic. What's the score? Is it 1-1?
1-1.
Yes.
1-1. We're going to start with
Bitch.
Scott Armstrong. Referee Scott Armstrong.
Oh, wow.
That would be the Road Dogg's older brother.
Yes. So he would be
That would be B-Rad. That was the first B-Rad Armstrong.
56
No.
if he's
I'm
Armstrong's
going to
older
say a
brother.
little older. I'm going to say 60.
About 61.
Damn.
Because he was the oldest
Wait,
even back then. I mean, he was old.
Yeah, because Road Dogg's what, 53?
Yeah, he's up there.
And we have the lovely Ryan Shamrock.
Ooh, Kenny's sister.
She's on NXT.
No, she's no longer a worker anymore.
Oh, she's not working anymore?
But Ryan Shamrock would be
Is that Ken Shamrock's
sister.
sister?
Storyline sister.
Or is that...
It's the one that was fucking X-Pac
Oh, God.
when he broke up with China and he tried to kill himself.
Should be in her late 40s now.
I'm going to say 43.
44.
About 43 years old.
43 on the button.
Yeah, I remember her.
Thanks,
She had
Rob.
very,
Have a great day, bud.
very short stint in WWE.
One more on the 4th. We have Orange Cassidy.
Fuck him.
Orange Cassidy's 34 years old.
33. Just because I don't care.
About 38 years old. What?
Old fuck!
Wow.
Oh,
Good
fuck.
for that.
Sorry.
Shit.
I'm kidding. He looks great for him.
He really does for going into
He
40.
really does, yeah.
Shit.
Wow, he's on the far side of
I did
30.
get that point, though.
How about on the 5th, we will have Brooke Hogan.
Ooh, 35?
Brooke Hogan's 33 years old.
Will be 34 years old.
No, that one too. What's this?
Wow. Wait, Brooke Hogan is only 3 years older than me?
Yeah.
Saying there's a
Nick's
chance.
the youngest.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
Honey, don't watch this. I love it.
That's okay. I'll keep her company. I said
Let's
Brooke,
see.
not your wife.
On the 6th,
Jesus.
we will have.
I mean, maybe your wife too. Who knows?
On the 6th, we have
My
Brian
wife's
Knobs.
Who?
Brian Knobs.
Brian Knobs is
I could care less.
58 years old.
I fucking hate the Nasty Boys.
58. He hit on my
I
mom.
hate them both.
He hit on my mom.
They're both terrible. Knobs made a bunch of distasteful fucking comments about previous wrestlers.
I don't
He's the
care. How
worst.
fucking old is he?
Dead. He's dead is what he is.
He's not dead.
Oh, he's
58.
60. Fuck him.
Huh?
58.
60.
58. Somebody's been paying attention to her face.
No, I know Brian Knobs.
And
I
yet,
know.
no one cares.
Yeah, I don't care about Brian Knobs. I just figured
He's
he
a
was
prick.
towards 60.
Also on the 6th, we have Colt Cabana and Dakota Kai.
Colt Cabana is 38.
44.
38.
44.
How about 42?
I
Point Luke. You're running away
knew
with
he
it.
was in his 40s.
I knew he was closer to my age.
He's
I
not.
did know
He's
that.
in his 40s.
I'll
And
be
Dakota
40
Kai.
next year. Dakota Kai? Okay, here's where it gets weird because she's younger than you think she is.
Is she?
27.
30.
34. Caleb finally got it. Boy.
All right.
She's older than
She
I
was
thought
older.
she was.
Yeah.
I thought she was younger than
Let's
I
see.
thought she was.
Let's see. On the 7th, we are going to remember the great Owen Hart.
Of course.
1965, 1999. Worst.
Watch out!
Worst bungee jumper ever.
Too soon?
He forgot his bungee.
Too soon? You're reacting to his. Mine was 10 times worse, but you're reacting to his?
First of all, you pricks, his last stint was the Blue Blazer, which was a superhero, and he had the worst weakness ever. Which was gravity.
High five.
very
Too
much.
soon, but we're going to take
We're
it
so
away.
sorry. Please don't
No,
unsubscribe.
here's the deal.
we love Owen Hart.
I
here.
fucking love
I
Owen
promise.
Hart. I love Owen Hart.
It's all in good humor.
Also, the tournament's probably the best thing that they've done for Owen Hart since he
Yes.
passed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no. The best thing they did since he passed was Bret Hart and Chris Benoit at Nitro
Yeah.
in the memorial thing. That's the best thing they
That's
did.
one of the best matches WCW ever put on TV, and
Ever.
it never gets the love it appreciates.
No, it really doesn't.
We talked about Owen a lot. Let's how about sharing that birthday? The honor of sharing Owen Hart's birthday.
Absolutely.
Of course.
We'll say. Be KO, Kevin Owens, and Will Ospreay.
Kevin Owens is 36.
Kevin Owens is 38.
Kevin Owens is going to be 38 years old.
I knew he was up there. He's been around for...
Bill Osby.
28 years old.
It doesn't matter. He's an awful sex pest who I hate. But 30.
Will be 29 years old.
You're killing me right now. You've never had this clean of a victory on me ever.
9-2.
Nice. Good for you. I'm proud of you.
9-2.
I really should watch our Facebook more.
It isn't Facebook. I'm just being really lucky here.
2 more birthdays, and I got some celebrity birthdays.
Sure.
Okay. Time to get into everything.
So we have time for you to catch up.
All right.
Oh, no, dude. We're only at an hour and a half literally right now. We've got...
It's our fucking 2nd year anniversary show.
Plenty of time.
Who's still watching's in for the long haul.
Yep.
Right.
Plenty of time.
How about on the 8th? My mama has a birthday. Happy birthday, mama.
Happy birthday,
Mama.
Mrs. Fury.
Madam Fury.
We have
Madam Furious.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa, who's older than you think he is.
That's exactly what he said.
He's 38.
And
Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, okay, go ahead. Wait,
you're going to correct me on this one. I don't give a fuck. Also, Shuri.
Actually,
Io Shirai.
Close. He was close, though. He was close for him.
Tommaso Ciampa's 38.
Tommaso Ciampa's 39.
Tommaso Ciampa will be 37. No point.
Damn.
Bitches.
Io Shirai.
Hold on, wait a minute. It's that beard. It's what it is. That
It
beard
is.
makes
It's
it
the
look
beard.
older.
It's the beard.
Io Shirai is
27 years old.
27. It was, yeah, I'll say 27 as well.
Yeah.
Well, then it's a no point. Regardless,
How old is
she'll be 32.
Wow.
Wow. We'll take the no point. I'm in the lead. I give a fuck.
I'm losing so badly in a little buzz, so I don't care.
No, I'm gonna take just a moment here to let her.
Hey, what up, baby?
Hey, what's happening?
Slaughter has signed a new deal with G.I. Joe.
Yes.
And he is 104.
I don't know. He's not on my list.
Oh, I just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. He is. So look out for the new Sergeant Slaughter G.I. Joe.
So
I'll
a
be
fun
first
fact
here.
about that, Sergeant Slaughter had a deal with G.I. Joe long before the WWE ever had action figures, and had an action figure on the shelves before Hulk Hogan did.
It says a
Which
lot.
is a crazy thing, and he had that sponsorship forever, which is very cool. He also was featured in a very limited number of episodes of the second run of the G.I. Joe cartoon.
Yes.
But it played into tandem with the Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan's Heroes, or
It was Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling.
Rock and Wrestling, yeah.
In 1985?
Yeah, G.I. Joe and a couple of the other soldiers had a special appearance in, I think, one of the animated episodes of Rock and Wrestling.
Yeah.
Where they helped Sergeant Slaughter do something.
Also, we're going to stop real quick, Max. I want to take this opportunity to say, please don't forget to like,
and
comment,
subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please.
We need those subscribers. Look at this face. Do you want to upset this face? Look at this face. Look at this. Look at that tear right there. Well, that's your ear. Hold on. That tear right there. Look at that. It's crying. It's literally crying for you people. What's wrong with you?
Let him live in your house.
Let him
you
sleep
vicious
in your house.
bastards. That's a Saturday Night Live
I
thing
have a
for you.
question for you.
Yes.
Run's
It's
house.
9-2. Do you want to just surrender and give it to Luke?
Hell no. Don't you
First of all,
don't you fucking
never
say
give
it.
up, never
That's right.
surrender.
It's
Second of all, I give it to Luke all the time in the biblical sense.
Also, I
You
would
mean
like
you
to
throw
state
rocks
that the
at him?
comments that are made by Caleb Blacker of his alone, Pro Wrestling Throwdown, does
They're
not.
true. Luke gets fucked.
I get fucked. Story of my life.
Yeah, because I wrote it.
I didn't write the rules.
How about some celebrity birthdays? Caleb,
Let's
you
do it.
gotta get pretty much almost
I
all
don't
of these
care.
right.
I don't care. I beat him all the time. Let him have this
Not
one.
like this.
Why are
way.
you so offended by his winning? You're a winner, Luke.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
You're welcome.
If
I
I knew-
don't care who tries to
I
hold you
try
back
to stay
or hold you
bipartial.
down.
Here's the thing.
Buddy, you stay by.
Here's the
Oh
thing.
my
Here's the
God.
thing.
That was a Freudian
Here's the
slip.
thing.
Yeah,
I appreciate. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. I appreciate
And Bart,
you telling me that, even if I already know deep down in my heart that it's nothing more than lip service. But I appreciate
It's
it.
not. I want you to beat me sometimes. It's fine. It's not funny if I win all the time.
Well, you can't beat me all the time. Sometimes I have to beat
That's what I'm saying.
you with both
Nobody
hands.
Sorry, are you being bipartial too?
It's a bipartisanship. It's a dictatorship, bitch.
This is a cheerocracy
That's right.
because I'm a Very clear candidate to be a cheerleader.
I'm gonna go backwards just a little bit on these celebrity birthdays. We're gonna go back to April 25th.
Belly
we
dancers,
had Al Pacino.
Ooh,
The fantastic
Hooah!
Al Pacino.
You're watching wrestling. I'm watching wrestling. We're all watching wrestling. Hooah!
no, Al
Correct.
Pacino, 79 years old.
That sounds right. I'm going to say 76.
82.
82.
Should've went
Wow.
one more, dude.
Man.
Also,
Yeah.
having the honor of sharing that birthday was the great Jason Lee. Absolutely freaking hysterical.
Jason Lee as in Brody from Mallrats.
Yes.
Okay,
Not
you
Jason
had to-
Scott Lee.
Wait, did Jason Lee?
No, it's his birthday. He's wanting to know how old he is.
Okay, whoa. I
You
thought
thought,
for
He
some
did
reason
say
you said he
honor
passed
sharing
away,
Al
and I was like, wait,
birthday. No.
Jason Lee didn't die, and I didn't know about it.
If he'd have died, I'd have cried. Brody is 54.
52.
52 on the nose.
Hot damn! Got one right.
My name is Earl fame, of course. Mallrats.
On the 26th, we had Jet Li.
Old as shit.
Oh, wow.
Older than you think.
Jet Li's in his 60s, I believe, because he's
60...
got he has a degenerative brain issue right now.
62.
63.
How about 59?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, he's close
So
to
pushing
60.
60.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And-
What's your favorite Jet Li movie?
The one.
The one is always the fucking answer, bro. That and Romeo Must Die is a close second.
I
But
I
the
was
one,
gonna say Romeo.
the
Must Die.
one is so good.
Actually-
Also,
Lethal Weapon 4.
what actor made his debut in the one? What mainstream action movie actor made his debut in the
Jason
one?
Statham.
Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
sir. How many universes were in the multiverse?
In their multiverse?
In their multiverse.
Was it 100?
No. It's a lot lower. It's a lot lower and arbitrary than you think.
Oh, then 10.
Nope. Higher than that.
It's like
15?
19 or 20.
26.
Okay.
There were 26 different universes in which Jet Li just went to all of them killing himself.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like it makes himself
That's right. I forgot all about that.
Well, I'm glad we
One of my
stopped.
favorite lines from that movie was, "What'll happen if I kill all of them? Some people think you'll explode. Some people think you'll implode. Jet Li, what's the third one? Some people think you'll become a god. Jet Li, that's the one."
That's the one.
And he wasn't wrong.
Let's see. On the 29th, we had
Don't
two
smoke bad
birthdays.
food.
We had. I have a lot of Bat people on this list.
Let's roll.
A lot of Batman related people.
That's fine.
We had that last
I
week.
do
Yeah,
I do love the Batman.
On the 29th, we had both.
Bro,
Pfeiffer.
hold on. Tommy Moore says when he kicks the pool ball into that dude's head, I felt that. You ain't kidding. Also, remember in 2001, that movie won best. Still talking about the one best choreographed fight scene over Matrix Reloaded.
Yes, the all the Agent Smiths.
Yes. Yeah. Jet Li did that by himself with a tandem stunt actor, and they filmed that fight scene over and over the course of like 4 days
Yeah.
for like 16 hours to make every single movement count. Also, Jet Li is one of only three actors they had to slow the camera down to get the martial arts movements in.
Yeah.
Who were the other two?
Who's
Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
Bruce Lee and
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Uh-huh.
What movie did Jet Li and Jackie Chan do together in which they had to run the entire
Legend
scene?
of Drunken Master.
Legend of the Kingdom. I'm sorry, The Kingdom. But it was when
He was
Jackie
Drunken
Chan played
Master,
the Drunken
yeah.
Master.
Yeah.
They had to run it at a 1 BP speed, which is the lowest digital camera setting possible
Because they were
because
so
they
fast.
went so fast.
The first to do it was Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all. We're giving you,
You know that
knowledge.
movie?
You're welcome.
That
Enter the Dragon?
was that the Big Boss?
No, it was Enter the Dragon. It was that last fight with that dude at the end.
Enter the Dragon.
It was Enter the Dragon. They had to literally slow the camera
Okay.
down. Yeah.
I thought the first one was in the Big
When he
Boss.
does the nunchuck shit and he puts them together, he throws them aside. That.
Because there was on almost everything he did.
Yeah.
He had to
Yeah.
slow
He Jet Li, Jackie Chan, and the Muay Thai
no,
artist. I'm My name is W. Moore. I asked for the extra info. Well, you're welcome because you came to the right show. We get long-winded here.
Anyways,
All
hit us with the next birthday.
Yes.
All right, so let's start out.
Thank you for the like.
The first of our bat people, we have Michelle Pfeiffer and Uma Thurman.
Michelle
Oh
Pfeiffer.
my God, what a tandem!
Oh.
Catwoman and Poison Ivy.
Michelle Pfeiffer,
All right.
62 years old.
63. We'll just say.
How about 64 years old?
Hey, Price is right at your ass. Uma Thurman's a little older. I'd say she's 68.
No.
You sure? She was in
No.
Pulp Fiction almost 40 years ago.
55.
I said 68.
How about an only 52 years old?
Yeah, I didn't think she was super.
What?
Old. Yeah, she'd been in movies since she was
Wait a
kid.
minute.
No point.
If Uma Thurman
No.
was 52 now, that means in Pulp Fiction she would have been
She was pretty young.
Yeah,
23 or
Yeah.
24,
Yeah.
maybe.
yeah, and that
Yeah.
wasn't even her first film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for Uma
Also,
Thurman
yeah,
looking
for real
as
though.
fine as fuck.
For real
Also
though.
on the 29th, we had another phenomenal actor, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Ooh, he played Lincoln. That's so good too.
He's one of the. I have such an
Gangs
issue
of
with
New
Daniel
York.
Day-Lewis.
Because he's a
Is-
giant douchebag.
One of my favorite roles of his.
It's not because he's a giant douchebag. It's because he's a method actor. Yes.
Yes.
His selectivity is on point. However, do not draw out the production of a blockbuster film because you have to make sure every scene counts.
Yeah,
Which is what he did. Which is why Gangs of New York was in
I was
post
just about
production
to
for
say
3
Gangs
years.
of New York.
Uh,
Fucking love that
he's
movie.
got to be in his 60s or 70s.
68.
Right?
68.
69. We'll just say.
Oh, 65.
65.
No point again.
He's up there though.
Granted, I respect his approach, but like,
Also, I would like to throw out. I know I've done this before. I'm going to throw it out again though.
subscribe.
No, well, yeah, subscribe. But no, I was going to say when we bid older on these people, we're not like doing that in a
Oh no.
derogatory thing.
Well, keep in mind, we're both
No.
30 plus years old.
Yeah, it's not
We
like
remember movies
Age
we
has
grew up with
very
that are
little to
completely.
do with anything.
Yeah.
We're just helping celebrate
Yeah.
their birthday.
Well, if you go back to like Uma Thurman, I remember her in Batman Forever. And
Yeah.
sorry, was that Batman Returns?
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever, and you know that
No.
movie. No, it's Batman Returns.
Batman and Robin. Yeah.
That movie came out when I was like 11, and she looked like a grown ass woman then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Batman and Robin because she was
Poison
Mr. Freeze's side
Arnold
side villain.
Schwarzenegger was Mr.
Right.
Freeze.
Well, how about
Make that
on the
fucking
30th? Yesterday we had
Yeah, but he cashed that WB check.
Kirsten Dunst. Her
38?
birthday.
No, she older than that.
Our first Spider Woman on here.
44.
38.
How about 40?
I'll
Caleb.
take it.
I knew
Yeah,
she
no.
was in her 40s.
Now it's 5 to 10.
I can catch up. I got time.
Do we have 5 more names?
Yeah.
It's like the retribution angle. I got time. It's going to pay off any minute now.
All right, let's,
Any minute.
Don't worry. Tell Mustafa Ali he's not winning Money in the Bank, but he can head his own faction. But we get to pick the people. Teabag and that big tall guy.
Teabag and friends.
And the big tall guy with the dreadlocks. Yeah.
Oh,
Today,
Teabag. I'm going to tweet Teabag later.
for today, I picked out for birthdays Wes Anderson.
Ooh,
Great
director.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one because he's old. Older.
62.
I don't think he's that old. 57?
How about 53 today?
I was about to say, I didn't think he was real old, but he
See, I
looks
thought he
old.
was older.
On the
Looks
3rd.
Yeah.
Celebrating
Most
birthday.
directors
will
do.
be-
You never see a young director and you think, oh, that guy's in his 20s. And they're like
Yeah.
44 years old.
Yeah,
That's the stress that Disney puts on you.
that's
Oh,
right.
hell, Ron Howard actually became a director when he was really, really young. He always looked like because he went bald.
Well, he was also a child
looked
star,
like he
too.
was-
So
yeah,
that
he always
added,
looked
like,
he was older than he was.
Yeah.
when people were watching Happy Days and they knew him to be a
Right.
17-year-old when he was already in his
And
mid-20s.
It wasn't
Yeah.
long after
That's
Happy Days that he started directing.
No, because he
Really?
started.
People don't realize that either.
Yeah.
He started directing in what?
I
Ron
don't know.
Howard?
What's going on?
83 or 84.
Was it Ron Howard's first direct? He directed Stand By Me.
Yeah, which would have been
83. Well, Will Wheaton was a just turned teenager because it was right before.
well.
Star
Oh,
Trek.
well, no, that would have been in the 90s then.
89,
Yeah.
90.
So
Like
yeah, so
When I was a kid,
I'm
Yeah.
4 or 5 years
Yeah.
off, or 6 years.
Yeah.
Then anyway, on the 3rd, celebrating birthday will be Amy Ryan.
Who?
Oh God, help me out here, Luke. I don't have a visual pulled up.
I can't pull it up, otherwise it'll show me your
Hang on.
age.
Yeah, me either. That's why I'm not doing it.
Can't remember what else she is, and I looked this up before.
Name sounds really familiar to me.
I was a little confused at first, and when I saw her,
Yeah, if you can find a standalone picture, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure, though. While Max is searching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, actually, Max,
200
keep vamping. Let me peek.
200
Nope.
subscribers
Keep vamping. Let me
at SummerSlam show. I will do it in full makeup.
Yes.
At 250, if we can get them before SummerSlam, the 250 subscriber will get a free Pro Wrestling Throwdown t-shirt. And if we get 300, which I know is a lot because we're only at 147 right now, if we get 300 by SummerSlam at the end of July, Max will egg Caleb live on YouTube and Facebook. Right. So if there's any friends or real close people to Mr. Caleb, share this to all your friends. Get it to happen. I would love to egg him, and I would really love 300 subscribers. That would be great.
Amy Ryan has been in several different things that she's usually kind of not a huge standout star. My most recent thing that I've seen her in that I really, really liked her in is she's in that new show, Only Murders in the Building.
Okay.
And she has been in Hollywood scene forever.
Let me see a pic. Whoops.
It happens. It's live TV.
Oh, Lord. I have no idea.
I'm going to say just from the picture. Now, mind you, I'm not real familiar.
Just from the picture
I'm going
to
say she's...
60s.
Look more familiar?
A little bit
No,
more.
because she kind of looks like Kirsten Dunst.
A lot.
Right?
A little bit.
I'm going to say just from the picture.
Can you pull up like a show she's been in or a movie that I might recognize? That'd make this easier. Amy Ryan.
I don't know what you would recognize. She was in Lost Girl, Gone Baby Gone, Only Murders in the Building, which is what I really liked her in. She's in Central Intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, she's
in The Escape Plan.
Yep.
Bridge of Spies. She was in The Office.
That's The Office. Goddamn, I hate The Office. Trent, I hate it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then she's at least in her 50s. Has to be at the bare minimum.
I'm going to say 50.
55. I'll go on the higher end.
Will be 54 years old.
Damn!
So that's me.
I knew she looked familiar.
What did you say, Luke?
50.
Okay.
Yeah, I said 55.
Okay, and then we go back to Batman universe.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, the voice of
Lego
Batman.
Batman.
In the Batverse.
Yes,
yeah, Lego Batman. Also was great in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Of course. Well,
Yeah.
that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Lego Masters is one of the best things he's ever done.
I want to say he's in his 50s.
I'm going to say 50.
53, I guess.
How
53.
about 52?
Oh, Luke takes it up. What's the score now? It's got to be like 13-2.
It is 12-5.
12-5. All right.
12-5.
You're killing it, baby.
5. And we've got a handful more.
Cool.
I ain't worried about winning. It's all about the love of the game for me.
Will be Randy Travis.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, he's in his 60s. He's either in his 60s or his early 70s.
Great country music singer. If you're too young and you don't know who he is, look him up.
I'm going to take a shot and say 66.
I'm gonna say a bit older. I'm gonna say 68.
No, 63.
Wow.
Damn,
well,
wow.
The stroke.
Yeah.
The stroke and everything adds a lot of age.
Well, that the alcoholism and running naked through neighborhoods and getting arrested for it.
Yeah.
How about we go back
He ran
to
right
DC
past those 3
universe.
wooden crosses to dig up some bones. All right. Who's next?
On the 5th, we're going to go back to the DC universe.
I
I'm going to say Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, Superman. He is 45.
46.
How about 39?
Oh, wow.
Is what he will be.
Wow, fat camels.
Well, those the foreign actors tend to age differently than.
Pop quiz.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'll throw this with you on a point.
Okay.
Max, if he gets this wrong, I get a point.
If I get this wrong, he gets a point.
Deal?
Okay.
Who is the other well-known mainstream Oscar-winning actor that gave Henry Cavill his start in acting?
I have no idea.
Oscar-winning actor?
Yep.
Man, that's vague, bro.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay, give me a hint. Just a
He's
hint.
Australian.
He's Australian.
Yes.
Mel Gibson?
Nope.
No.
Mel Gibson's American, you idiot.
Mel Gibson is Australian, you moron.
No, he is not.
Yes, he sure is.
You are. Sir,
Look it up.
Hold on. If he's wrong about this, I want another point.
All right. Well, you looked that up, and I'm going to say that I missed one. I'm going to go back on April 26th. We had birthday for the great Carol Burnett.
He's from New York. You moron.
American-born Australian, so he is Australian.
He is American.
Right there. American-born Australian. He's Australian.
Bullshit. He's American.
It's right there. I didn't write it.
No, that's crap. You're American.
He's still Australian, bro.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Also, that was still wrong. So I get 2 points because it was Russell Crowe. Write my 2 points down or I'll hit you. Hard in the face. And you won't like it because I'm bigger than you and stronger than you.
He'll like it. Who you kidding?
I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're
You're goddamn right.
How about on the 5th, also on the 5th we will have Adele. We'll celebrate her birthday. Adele.
You know, in my day, Adele was a computer.
It was.
Dude, you're right.
And dude, you're getting one.
You're right.
Just so you know.
I think she's still in her 30s. I want to say 35.
Who is it?
Adele?
39.
I got 34. No point.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I know she names all of her albums numbers on the year
Yeah.
she was when she. I don't know her last album, so.
Well, she was off the radar for a little while. She had the baby, and she.
Well, she had that throat problem too.
Oh, that was way before that.
Yeah, but I mean that took a couple.
You know,
years.
she lost a ton of weight, and a bunch of people talked about how good she looked. I thought she looked good.
She looked better heavy.
Anyway,
Just like Rebel Wilson, I think she looks
also,
better heavy.
ladies, if you're a little heavy, we like it. It's cool. Ain't nobody mad
Ain't
about
no
that.
hating on that.
Ain't nobody
Ain't
mad.
no hating on that.
I happen to be down with the fitness. It's all right. You do you, boo-boo.
That's right.
Do what makes you
10,000
happy.
fists in the air.
All right.
That's right.
How about we're going to go to, on May 6th, we're going to go back to the Batverse
Okay.
with George Clooney.
Ooh.
73 years old.
Is he in his 70s already?
I think he is because he was on that.
He's on ER
Shark-
in the 90s.
But he was on General Hospital before that for years.
He was also on
Yeah.
Roseanne.
Yeah, also
He
on
was as
Roseanne.
Booker.
And he was
as,
young then.
Yeah, he was, I think, in his
He was
20s.
young then. What did I say, 72? I'm going to go with 72.
I'm going to say a little younger. I'm going to say 65.
How about he will only be 61?
Wow.
Wow. He would have had to
He
have
had
been
to start
all
in,
of,
what, 18?
even in
on General
Roseanne
Hospital?
right now, which was, what, 32 years ago? He would have had to start in his 20s filming
Yeah.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Then on May
That was
8th,
right around the
He was also like, you know, most handsome man forever. And
most sexiest man
Yeah,
alive
yeah.
numerous years.
on May 8th,
I don't see it.
also has never played a
Jesus
character in
Christ.
which he was violent, with
No,
the exception
ever.
of Batman.
Ever. He wasn't violent as Batman either,
Well,
really.
that's fair.
He was the safe bet.
on May 8th, we're going to stick with the DC universe
Okay.
with Stephen Amell.
Ooh, the Green Arrow itself.
36?
37.
Say 36?
Oh, 41.
41.
Point, Luke.
He's also the star of Heels,
Yes.
which is a wrestling show. Something we should have mentioned.
Also, he's undefeated in professional wrestling.
That's
Also
true.
on the 8th, we're going to remember the great Don Rickles, 1926, 2017.
Don Rickles.
And Caleb.
The greatest insult comedian of all time.
The absolute greatest. The original insult comedian. Before insult comedy was established, he turned it into an art form.
Yep.
Was also endorsed by Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra,
Sammy.
not Sammy Hagar,
Davis.
Sammy Davis.
Yes.
Basically all of the Rat Pack. He was actually a touring
It was going
comedian.
to be Sammy Hagar, but he couldn't
Yeah.
get there.
He was a touring comedian in his young 20s when the Rat Pack was still making music, and they invited him to every single public gig they did.
Yeah.
He was the roast master on the original NBC series of roast from 1962 all the way up to like 1970.
Yeah.
He got kicked off of NBC twice, and they still brought it back. Don Rickles was the fucking man when it came to comedy.
His role in Dirty Work.
Yep.
With Norm Macdonald, where he was the owner of the theater. Fucking hilarious.
What was the...
what are you smiling about, Chip?
Okay. The Carol Burnett show, the actress who played Mama. What was her name?
Carol Burnett. She played Mama.
Well, hang on
Her
just
birthday
a
was
second
early.
here, because before you go into that.
No.
Hold that thought, just a second.
So Carol Burnett played.
Caleb, you have...
Yeah, the other actress...
Vicky Lawrence?
She was a touring partner with Don Rickles.
Vicky Lawrence was Mama.
Yeah. And she was one of the first female mainstream comedians because Don Rickles took her on tour.
Yes. For real, though.
Right.
He was also all about integration.
Caleb, you have lost 13.
I don't give a shit. I'm having fun.
13-7.
Who gives a shit?
Okay, Luke, this is your decision.
Okay.
Do you want one more to let, and if he gets it, he takes it?
Well, you did that for me a couple weeks ago, baby. Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it.
All right.
If I win this,
Even though everybody,
that's crap.
Even though everybody at home is gonna know I actually won, but
watch it be somebody I've never heard of.
All right. No, you brought up the Carol Burnett show.
Yes.
On April 26th, the great Carol Burnett celebrated a birthday.
Oh my God, she's still alive?
That's honestly what I thought.
Carol Burnett,
75 years old.
No, Carol Burnett's 79 years old.
Carol Burnett turned 89 years young.
Yeah. So there's no way that she's fucking fried chicken anymore.
Wow, that's fucking insane to me. Now here's the deal. I'm gonna throw this out here. That was the last of the birthdays, correct?
Yes.
We're gonna get into headlines here in just a second.
Yes.
We're going to save the big man thing for next week's show.
That's fine. We're running along.
I'd like to put some more parameters and shit and really get in there.
Yeah.
But I do want to say one more time before we get to this, thank you for being a part of Pro Wrestling Throwdown every week. We really appreciate you. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. Let's make this fun.
Yeah.
We're the most interactive, in my opinion. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
We're the most interactive chat room. Anything that you say in that chat room gets talked about. But you have to be here live to take part in the chat room.
I'd also like to add that we're knowledgeable about wrestling, about pop culture, and this show actually means something to us. We're not doing this to make money. We all have jobs.
And we touch on everything. Wrestling, music, movies,
Penises.
my thigh. I've been touching Max this whole time from under the table.
Yeah, it's because it's...
But no, seriously, we cover everything. Wrestling, music, movies, pop culture. Today, in today's show alone, we talked about Naomi Judd. We've talked about
Carol Burnett. Mel Gibson.
I mean, we try to cover everything because here's the deal. Eventually, when we get up enough subscribers to become on, I'm gonna just blow out the whole fucking plan.
Yeah, tell them the plan.
When we get enough to become monetized, we're going to open up a secondary series on this channel
that does movies
called Movie Throwdown, and maybe even a music throwdown. I would love to touch all aspects of pulp culture because, let's face it, we're all movie fans. We're all music fans. If you're not a movie or music fan, I don't really know what the fuck you do with your life. But we want to touch on everything because we want to be that well-rounded.
Right. We also want to do like watch-alongs of movies and matches and wrestling and stuff. And
reviews, you name it.
In order to do that, we have to expand the channel.
And the only way we can expand the channel is to hit that subscribe button and that like button. Tell YouTube that Pro Wrestling Throwdown is your weekly dose of wrestling adrenaline. But not only wrestling adrenaline, we want to be your pop culture adrenaline as well. That's right. So please,
I'll pop your
join
culture.
us every Sunday, 2:15.
We're back, here. Baby.
Let's do this.
It's going to be fun on a bun.
All right. Now let's get to the headlines. Before we get to the headlines, I would like to state one more time. Max, clarify for me. Every headline that is read,
100%.
I've had 4 messages.
Today, what I have done is most of these are from 2018.
Okay.
They are some of the top headlines. Crazy shit that has happened. Every one of these are real. Some of the stories I will read, some of them I won't. But every bit of this is
100% fact.
100%.
I say that because I've had 5 messages on my personal Facebook account going, "So those headlines really real? Like, are they really real?" Yes.
If they're not, I will.
Yanni, thank you on the congratulations for 2 years, buddy. Keep it up. Hit that like button. Send a comment.
Mr. T just messaged me. He's mad at you.
Mr. T. Oh, yeah? He's there and I'm here. So And I can be gone by the time he gets here, so I ain't worried about it. All right, let's get into headlines. 100% real headlines.
All right, well, let's start out with something a little fun then.
All right.
Just straight up headline here.
Oh, breaking news. The Grudge is now live on IWTV.
Are you serious?
It literally just came through, so if you have an IWTV subscription, you
Well,
can
I know
check
what
out
I'm doing
AFU
tonight.
Hardcore Presents The Grudge with Luke and I on commentary. I'm straight up going inside and watching this before I go to bed.
I was in the back.
Check it out, baby.
Production team, make sure everybody's in line. I had to crack the whip a couple
Hell
times.
yeah, that changed my whole day.
I had to kick his ass once or twice.
It happens.
Bitch, I don't know you. Why you hadn't been my Snapchat?
Anywho,
All right,
headlines.
Sorry, I was out loud.
Let's have some fun. The first something here, some fun I came across here is in 2018 headline: a train left 25 seconds early in Japan, and the company wants everyone to know it's really, really sorry.
The train left 25
seconds early.
Okay, so Japan's
I want everyone to know that they are really, really, really sorry.
So Japan's high-speed railway system is programmed by a series of time demographics that travel through every single separate zone of Japan. The high-speed railway was invested and created as a reason for public transportation to be effective. If it left 25 seconds early, it means that there were passengers who were still boarding or waiting to board that weren't allowed a fare. So
Max, your shitty accent is killing me.
Also,
they're really sorry.
Mildly racist.
That's so good.
Gonna get us kicked off YouTube. Racist.
He's Indian. He can do what he wants.
That
is true. He's American Indian. He can do what he wants.
That's not how that works.
How about this next one? Because see, even with all the social media and everything that there is, there's still a lot of things that we don't know about that you don't see in the news because a lot of it's localized and stuff. So some of this is really, really good. So it's back in 2018, to infinity and beyond. This guy isn't exactly Buzz Lightyear, but he's pretty close. According to the Huffington Post, Spain's own whatever this guy's name is built a 60-foot,
again mildly racist,
2,600-pound spaceship. Basically in his own backyard. He said the craft isn't quite ready for takeoff and all this. But see, here's the thing. He built this so that he could travel to this planet that he created in the novel that he wrote.
So hold on, wait a minute. So he creates a spaceship, okay? In his backyard, 2018. First off, I'm surprised I never heard about this.
I kind of want to check up on it and see where the project.
He built it to travel to a planet that he fictionalized in his own mind in a story that he wrote.
First of all, good use of the word fictionalized.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
You're welcome. That's a Cody Rhodes $10 word.
Yeah.
Lucio Ballesteros.
Both had one. I really don't know what to say about that. It's a joke in its fucking self.
Right?
First of all, in order to build an effective aircraft of any kind, you have to have a solid understanding of aerodynamics, which I can appreciate, but then you would think that you wouldn't be as confused as what the fuck is happening to you in the real world.
Some of the crazy shit that people actually do.
Yeah.
And
you would have to know how aerodynamics works, so that means you have some application of common sense, and instead of applying it to something useful, you decided that I'm going to use all of this knowledge to go to a place
that doesn't exist.
That doesn't actually exist.
Have you ever?
Or maybe it does.
Have you ever been on a road trip and
never heard of it?
You take off and you wind up finding out that you drove a few miles in the wrong direction.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about?
I got fired from a wrestling show from doing that.
What about getting on the wrong plane and the wrong flight and flying 1,400 miles in the wrong direction after boarding the wrong flight to the Arctic?
That is not that person's fault. That is the flight crew and flight attendant's fault.
Yes.
They have to go through a checkpoint and turn in their passport to travel.
Well, I believe there was some sort of computer issue to where it was straight up his, somehow or another, it was more or less his fault.
How the hell did he get past the gate is what Yanni
That's
says.
what I want to know.
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
absolutely zero way unless someone let him through the gate.
And he would know. He's used to being across borders.
Yeah, because he's a canard.
Wound up
A useless.
1,400 miles in the wrong direction out in the Arctic. But here's the kicker. This guy decides he got there and says, fuck it. I'm going to spend a few days anyway before I take off to
Well,
my
why not?
destination."
Because there's no plane that's going to fucking leave from
Well,
the Arctic.
no.
Well, no, he's just adventurous. So
I was about to say, when you're in Antarctic and you never planned on going there in your life and you're there, fuck yes.
There's some
take
shit I might want to see.
Fuck yeah, I want to see
I'd like
the
to
thing.
I'd like to see the pangolin.
That's cool, though. I mean, he got a vacation. He didn't really plan on having a vacation. Oh, Idahoan since 2006, Chico.
2016, Chico. That doesn't matter. You were a puck hawking,
Maple
gravy,
syrup,
maple
blood
syrup
heaven.
sucking, deep
Well,
chen canard.
Let's
And I
go
love
ahead
you
and
for
stay on the planes here for a second.
Okay.
Let's imagine you're sitting there and you're riding on your plane.
It's a 5-minute penalty for
And
ice.
then all of a sudden, this jackass gets up and starts
Yeah.
doing pull-ups from the overhead compartment.
He's got to get that workout in.
And then
It's all about the games, bro.
people start getting annoyed and say, hey, will you stop that? And then the flight attendants say, hey, will you stop that? And he just continues to keep doing pull-ups. I swear to God, American Airlines removes passenger who won't stop doing pull-ups.
American Airlines
To
removes.
the point that they actually had to make a unscheduled stop to remove the guy from the plane.
So he was doing
He
the pull-ups
stopped-
in the air.
He started doing pull-ups.
American Airlines removes CrossFitter. That's
Yeah.
all you had to say.
Yeah, extreme running. Except it's extreme pull-ups from 40,000 feet.
You know how I know he did CrossFit? Because he told everybody on the fucking flight.
He's like, watch this shit. I'm going to do this the whole fucking plane ride. And they ruined it. It could have been a world record, and you fucking ruined it.
Vegans, atheists, and CrossFitters will never hesitate to
But
tell you
here's the
they're
deal.
vegans,
Here's the
atheists,
deal.
and CrossFitters.
It is American Airlines, you said? He's
Yes.
lucky they didn't lynch him before they landed the plane.
Right?
It is American Airlines we're talking about here.
Or how about this one? How about you get on that plane and you start walking, you're
That's why
looking
you
for your
fly
seat,
transatlantic.
and you get to row 34, and you're looking for your seat in row 35, but there is no row 35. Woman boards flight to find her seat assignment is in the plane's laboratory. Otherwise, the bathroom for the uneducated fools.
Or the canard that's on here.
First of all, it's a laboratory. We'll go back to that in a minute.
I read it the way it's spelled. Shut your face.
Thank you, Dexter. Secondly,
Wow.
technically on a plane, there has to be some sort of zoning
Ah!
so I could see where.
Yanni says that's a crappy view, I bet.
I
That's why you're on the stream.
I could see how that mistake could be made. However, it never should have been.
No, it shouldn't have been. That's stupid.
Well, yeah, they.
Was that American Airlines too? Wouldn't surprise me.
That one doesn't say.
Probably
They did wind up finding a seat, moving things around and finding a seat for her, but only after she turned to social media.
Well, in fairness, I've had those experiences. The Stratosphere wouldn't replace our honeymoon room
We're Delta
until we put it on
Airlines.
fucking Facebook. So
Hey, more plane stuff. How about this?
All right.
this is why I don't fly.
The Pope just married 2 flight attendants at 30,000 feet.
Wait,
I didn't know the Pope can get married to women.
that was my joke.
That was exactly where I was going to go.
However, being the most ordained of ministers on the planet, he can foreseeably.
Can I be the Pope?
No,
I'd like to be the Pope.
you cannot.
That was
Can I
strictly
be
for
Doug
the
Pope with a
headline.
D?
No, you can't be anywhere near the word Pope.
Why not?
You can be
I'm
near the
Italian.
word.
I'm closest to Pope than anybody in
You
this
can
room.
be the word potpourri, and that's about it.
I eat potpourris. I mean,
Yeah, that
No,
was
you don't
pretty
do
much
that. It's
just that headline.
dehydrated flowers and cinnamon.
but you can eat it.
No, you
You
can't.
can if you're hungry.
I could eat a full-grown person if I'm hungry. Doesn't mean I should.
I didn't say you should. I said you could. What
What?
facts, folks?
This is your friend. All right.
I watched a show once where people had weird eating habits, and one of them was potpourri.
Before sunrise, he's your brother. You deal with him.
Was it after sunrise? I'm yours.
Actually, you're that sweet spot right after dusk.
Right after dusk, where you have really, really questionable ideas about shit you're going to do the next day, even though you're shit piss hammered.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
get
talking
you.
about.
Shit piss hammered is a thing. Too,
First of
before
all,
I'm
don't call me
corrected.
out like that.
How dare I talk about you being shit-faced hammer as you're drinking a beer on a live broadcast?
Never happened. Never heard of
So
it.
how about in Germany?
Okay.
I believe this was. I'm going to show you the picture in a second. I wish we could show it to everyone.
We can. I'll show it in the webcam.
I'm not gonna read the headline yet. I'm just gonna. Actually, yes, I am.
If this is
That
some German
rat gets
Scheiße-
stuck in sewer grate and prompts large rescue operation. It took 9 volunteer firefighters to save a fat rat nearly lost its life after getting stuck in a sewer grate. I'll let you see this. The face that the rat is making is, I don't know whether to scream.
It's the same face I'm making right now.
How the fuck did this happen?
That poor rat.
Legitimate real headline from People Magazine.
Bro.
People Magazine. This is legit.
Splinter really let himself go after the shredder died.
I would like you all to know that headline, that's the way these headlines get read. They are ripped from legitimate sources.
No, these are all true.
Yeah.
I thought
Pork rind?
Pork rind.
This one isn't. I just thought this was a good lesson. Man who demolished landmark house ordered to build replica.
Wow.
So in San Francisco,
He defaced a city landmark.
Yeah.
not just that. It's in San Francisco. Ross Johnson had been approved for minor work on a landmark home he recently purchased. His idea of minor work, according to NBC Los Angeles, turned out to be a complete demolition of the property, along with a fine for illegal work. The judge ordered him to rebuild the house exactly as it was.
However,
Don't fuck with historical landmarks, people.
but hold on. Given California's stringent zoning laws, the construction company is liable for those damages and not the person who paid them.
Unless he demolished it himself.
They have.
He
didn't have like a crew.
Legal work.
No, he had no permits.
Fuck that guy.
I'll read that again. He had been approved for minor work.
And he did all of it himself and demolished it.
Yeah. His idea of minor work was to demolish the entire house.
No, fuck that guy. Rebuild it.
Picture here of him rebuilding said house.
Yeah, he looks like a moron.
Fuck you.
He looks like a moron. Look at this. That's what a moron looks like. Also, the travel. This is a legitimate. Yeah. Here's the deal.
Big on historical.
Here's the deal. I
stuff
see.
That touched
I see where the miscommunication came because the man bought the home. He figured he could do what he wanted.
I just got Dropbox the link to IWTV show, y'all. It just happened. Sorry about it.
You got the Dropbox. They
so did you.
Too? Cool.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, that I think where he got his thing crossed is he figures.
Hold on. Hello. What up, baby? Yeah, I did. And I did that because you're watching right now. So I answered deliberately. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Matthew Burns. He just called to see if I would pick up the phone, which is why I answered. Say hello, Coach.
Hello, Coach. Hey, can I see that real quick?
Sure.
Can I see that?
Throw it.
Yeah, there's some kind of miscommunication. I don't know what happened.
That was a dick move, but I support it.
All right, call him back. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We're going to call Coach.
It's
It's the junior anniversary show.
I would also like to state for the record, do we have more headlines or was that the last one?
No,
That's the last
all
one.
I got right
We're
now.
going to field this phone call, then we're out of here.
All right.
What up, babe? What did you say?
Tony Flood never would have done that to me.
That's because Tony Flood don't know how to work a phone.
Or a wrist lock. I'm totally kidding. That's a joke. What's up, Coach? Hold on. Hey, this is a really good opportunity. Coach, what's happening in the Northern Illinois indie wrestling scene right now?
Friday night we went to Never Say Die from AAW, and that show was like bonkers, one of the best indie shows I've ever been to. They had like half the TNA roster on it. Like,
who is your headliner?
Really like hot up here right now.
Who is your headline?
They headlined with Manders and Silas Young in a steel cage match.
Ooh! Oh wow!
They had Eric Young. Big Beef wrestled Josh Alexander.
Gnarls Garvin.
Best match I've ever seen. Big Beef. Yep.
He wrestled Josh Alexander.
And brought it. It was super good.
Oh, I wish I could have seen that match. Guys, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to keep Nick on the phone for a second. We actually had a whole plan where Nick was going to be our correspondent for Northern Independent Wrestling. And maybe that's something we should revisit. Anyway, Coach, tell the people a little bit about what you got going on in any of your future bookings, if you have any right now.
Oh, no, I'm never working again. I hate the business.
Well, that's fair. Thank you so much for joining us.
Such a good interview.
I will call you back after the show. We love you.
I love you guys.
Love you,
All right,
Bubba.
thanks for calling in, buddy. Yo, that happened live just now. Coach is one of our oldest friends. He's a fucking encyclopedia when it comes to TNA wrestling. He knows shit about TNA that I forgot. And I grew up as a teenager watching the heyday of it. He's brilliant. He's a class act worker. He's on the injured list right now. Anyway, we had a whole plan for him to be involved with the channel. Hopefully we can bring that back at some point. Either way, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's our 2-year anniversary show. We went long, but I don't care.
Well, here's the deal. Our 2-year anniversary show was today. We are right now at 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is the longest episode
show we've ever done
of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. It just happens to be 2 hours, an hour for each year.
Thanks you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Thanks for putting up all of the craziness. Next week, we take our selections for Backlash. We get back on the point race for the new WrestleMania contest.
I give you my my in-depth dive on my list of the 5 greatest big men in professional wrestling.
And I'm going to have a couple of manager stories to tell next week. We got a lot going on, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Please subscribe. Also, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. Coming to you soon. We're going to have TikTok stuff, Snapchat stuff. We're working on all the social medias. But as always, from us to you here at Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the 2nd year anniversary.
Taste the rain.
Taste the rain.
You're fired. Fired.
Did you see how I hung up?
Why'd we hire
Did
him?
you see that?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, fuck Tony Flood.